Hello and welcome everybody. What's going on, guys? So today, let's just do some more of the same. Let's talk some God of War Ragnarok theories. Let's talk some cool stuff. Yeah, sorry about that live streams going on. So I thought we would start the show off. Let's check out John Ford's newest one. What's up, Ivan? What's going on, bud? And like before, I apologize if I'm replying to the comments a little late. Aladdin, what's going on too, buddy? It's just on a different monitor, and it's going to be a little slow today. So hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Sorry about that. Yeah. Forgot my headphones. There we go. Let's start that over.
Guys and girls, so Durlin is a character we didn't really get too much.
What's up, Loki?
However, the God of War community has been really searching around trying to figure out who he is, and we actually got a hit very quickly. This theory comes from Mike who really walked me through this.
Mike who?
All right. To put his idea out there because it is very convincing, and the mystery of Durlin might have already been solved.
Really?
So who is Durlin? First off, Durlin himself actually doesn't appear in the real Norse myth.
No, he doesn't.
He might be a combination of two dwarves altogether. The two dwarves' names are Durin and Davalin. If you put these two words together, they make Durlin.
Yep, absolutely. 100% agree so far. I came up with the same exact thing. Aladdin. Bro, Shayne, I think Aphrodite is a porn star in Greece. Yep. Probably. I did not expect reading that on stream, but maybe. Let's go with maybe on that one.
Durlin is a combination of both of these dwarves. Durin's name actually does mean doorkeeper.
Really? I didn't know that.
If you look at Durlin's portrait, you can see a key that the octopus is holding on to.
Found that in my video too.
It's going to be very important. On the other side of that, Davalin, who is the most important of these two dwarves, actually introduced the writing of runes to the dwarves themselves.
Yep,
and
he did.
His own drink called the Davalin drink, which is a
mead of poetry.
And if you look over to Durlin's outfit, we're speculating that this might be the mead of poetry at his side. Now let's do a breakdown of these two dwarves. And
so far, my video is exactly the same.
But before we talk about their individual accomplishments,
oh, Aladdin, you're good, dude. It's all good. I'm not real worried about it.
Which was actually called turfing. However, in using it in revenge, they actually cursed the sword, as every time the sword is drawn, it has to kill someone. And of course, Tyr's name is actually in the sword, so eventually these dwarves gave the sword to Tyr, and Tyr was swinging that thing around one-handed. But I find this very interesting that both gods of war, Kratos and Tyr, are actually using cursed weapons. But let's talk about Davalin's accomplishments, as Durin is basically that. He's a doorkeeper, it's in his name, and he helped create turfing. But Davalin actually has such a huge influence in the Norse world that it makes sense why Sony Santa Monica chose him to be a part of Durlin's character. For example, Davalin is actually the father of some of the Norns, and if you look at the cast list, 3 Norns are going to be featured in God of War Ragnarok. Another thing I would like
That's pretty cool. That could be a cool theory altogether. What do you guys think about that? Like, kind of like the Norns taking over for, like, the Valkyries or something. That could be pretty cool.
Is that he might have actually traveled with Tyr. As we all know that Tyr traveled to different mythologies, and
howdy, Mr. World's Worst Gamer.
Tyr's murals that he has throughout the game, he actually used a boat to
travel. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. What's going on, bud? I have a theory. At the end of God of War 4, we saw Atreus holding a man dying in his hands, and I think that's Kratos, but without his ashes, because it can't be an Aesir god that Atreus, because they have tattoos. Well, that is a cool theory. A lot of people still think it is Kratos. I'm not so sure so far, but you never know. Do you think we'll see Loki wield the sword mentioned in the video? Possibly. I do think Loki or Atreus, however he is during this game, Will get a new weapon. Do I have anything to go on that? No. Complete theory. But I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's very interesting. Durling will no doubt be a big part of the game. I agree as well. I think he is going to be one of our big, almost, not really allies, but someone we're going to be with a lot. Kind of like we did with Freya during God of War 2018. I think that would be pretty cool. I can't wait to say to Kratos, aren't you a God of War? Seriously, I can't wait for those two to meet up. I can't wait to play this game. Sounds pretty dope. I think so too. So Kratos must have redeemed himself by giving his own life to protect Atreus. I think most of the story is a Kratos redemption story for sure. And who knows where this is going to lead, especially since Loki in the God of War Ragnarok trailer definitely wants to go out and find out who the Jotun side of him is. Hello, Lawrence. What's up, buddy? Hopefully Atreus will unlock Spartan Rage potential in this game. I'm guessing if there's future installments, we'll be playing as him. I think we'll be able to play with him during certain points. Do I think he's going to be a main character? I don't think so. Maybe a spin-off, but I'm not entirely sure. And for Spartan Rage, I hope he gets it. Maybe instead of being like a crazy wild guy, kind of like Kratos is, maybe he'll unlock a certain ability to use. So we'll see. Hey brother, I'm back. What's up, bud? It's Ashish. Yes. What's going on, buddy? All right, let's go back to the video.
This could explain how Durlin actually found the squid that we saw and why he has so much docking equipment in his house. And he also has a lot of different...
Whoa, hold on. I'll pause that real quick. I think angrboda blew the horn. I think that we know that angrboda is in the game, that it could be a big thing for sure. Alexander, I think the small octopus is Kraken, just from Norse mythology, and they are different. Corey R. explained how mythologies work in God of War. I 100% agree. I literally just uploaded a video about this. What time is it? Like a half hour ago or something like that. So I haven't seen it. Give it a watch. I want to take a look at this photo real quick, though. Mayan Aztec dragon head. Free ink refills. Yeah, ink bottles. Yeah. Runes on the pen. I didn't even notice that. Crocodile tooth pens. What's it say in the ring in the lower left? Spartan ring or something like that. Big scar. Yeah, more runes in the back. Yeah, I don't think those are runes though. I think that's entirely different language. There was something in the trailer, I think, when Kratos jumps and smashes his blade into the ground. We see Atreus smack someone with a bow, but it had a small fray effect to it. I think Atreus is going to be way more of a badass in this game. He's going to play a much bigger role, especially since he is older. David, I'm late, man. Hey, I'm just glad you showed up, man. What's going on? Do you think we will see a variation of Kratos Spartan Rage in this game unique to Atreus? I do think so, Ivan. I really do think so. I think Atreus or Loki, for that matter, is going to play a much bigger role in this next game for sure. What'd you miss? We just started with the newest John Ford video. We're just literally checking that out, talking some theories. You haven't really missed too much. I think Kratos is a myth in Greece, and do you think we will return to Greece? I'm actually not sure about Kratos and Greece myth. I'm pretty much know from the games. I haven't really dug too deep into Greek mythology, so he very well could be, but I think he is a made-up character, but I'm not sure. Do you think we return to Greece? I personally don't think we're going to return to Greece, but you never know. Will I hate it? Absolutely not. I would love to return to Greece, but do I think we will? I'm not so sure. Do you think Atreus will be a playable character? I do think Atreus will be a playable character. Do I think we'll be able to play with him the whole time? No. This game is about Kratos. But do I think we will be able to move Atreus around, maybe do some cool different things with him, maybe do some puzzles? Yeah, I think so. Are we in agreement that the travelers are part of the Einhar, the people who are taken to Valhalla? I think it could very well be possible, especially since we don't know a ton about it. I know there is a journal entry in God of War 2018 that explains the travelers a little bit, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's absolutely possible. I have a feeling that Kratos will die but come back from hell. I'm kind of 50-50 on that one, Lawrence. I think he will die for sure, but I don't think he's going to go to hell. I think he's going to go to Valhalla, and that's how we're going to get through the gates of Asgard, especially since when we're trying to travel there in the travel room, it always says that we will never be able to enter Asgard, and this is going to be our way in. What's up, Shayne in chat? What's up, AO? What's going on, bud? Long time no see. Well, not really a long time. It hasn't been that long. Aladdin, no, in the game, he can be myth for Greek people in the game. Damn it, Shayne. Yeah, kind of. Okay, so I kind of see what you're saying. Kind of like going back to Greece, and he is a myth then in the game instead of in actual mythology. Okay, I can kind of see that. Now I'm coming with my theory. I think Atreus is the reason of Ragnarok, his act of spreading ashes from the highest peak, and his act of encouraging Kratos to act as general, not a father. And also, to be continued, I mean, absolutely, especially since in mythology, Loki is pretty much the cause for Ragnarok. He does lead the Jotnar across the Rainbow Bridge into Asgard to burn it down with the fire giant Surtur from Muspelheim. For sure, I see it. And with Hel's army, his daughter, so yeah. Shut up. Kratos is a god in Greece. He is a personification of power and one of Zeus's bodyguards. Oh, there you go. Learn something new every day. Absolutely, I agree with that. Thanks, bud. And also, he is the reason behind Baldur's death. So, in short, Atreus is the reason of Ragnarok. And I think when he spread ashes over the mountain, he has made Tyr back to life. I'm not so sure if Tyr was ever dead, but maybe, here's a crazy thought, but maybe spreading Faye's ashes over the tops of Jotunheim maybe brought back the giants back to life. Think about that. Call it now the final part of the game. The big, huge fight will be on Asgard Rainbow Bridge. I'm not that big into Norse mythology, so maybe that isn't an actual thing. If it would be the closest to actual myth from what I know of it. So yeah, if they're going directly from myth, I see that completely happening. Do you think Loki would be able to lead the armies of hell? Excuse me. Nagfar? I'm actually not familiar with that term, Ivan. You want to explain that one a little bit more to me? I'd love to know. Do you think we'll get to the Boots Hermes back? I don't know if many other things from Greece are going to make it, but you also never know what type of things would show up in this game, especially since all the cool stuff we got in the last game. So they're going to have to top that, so maybe. Do you think Sisters of Fate will return because they are not dead? They are trapped in time. I think it's going to be a different personification of the Sisters of Fate. They do have their own kind of things called the Norns in Norse mythology, so I think that's going to play more of the Sister of Fate kind of a thing. If we see the big delayed battle with the Helheim bird from God of War 20, it will be epic. You are absolutely right. I'm so sad they had to pull that from the 2018 game, but I think they're going to play it a little bit differently this time. I was thinking the exact same thing, absolutely. But one problem is Kratos, is he's going to be killed or not. Do I think he's going to die? Yes. He dies in pretty much every game. except for the last one, but we do go to hell. But do I think he's going to be dead forever? Absolutely friggin' not. The God of War franchise would probably just implode. But I do think, yes, he will die, and that is how we will get into Asgard. There is a mural in Tyr's temple which shows him chained and Odin and Thor watching him, so convinced me that Tyr is alive before Ragnarok was revealed. I agree. I made a complete huge video about this months ago. I couldn't agree more. What if the Blades of Olympus is brought back and gain upgrade, becoming Tyrfing? That's an idea. I never thought of it kind of that way. A lot of people think the Blades of Olympus are the Blade of Olympus, excuse me, are coming back. I could see it happening. It could really tie in the old Greek pantheon for us. You never know. Do you think Kratos will get back in his old look like in God of War 3? I don't think so. I think if he goes back to the look he was in God of War, that kind of puts him back in that old angry, I'm going to kill everything Kratos, and he's kind of changed now. So I think that's probably the way we're going to stick with it. At the end of God of War 3, the only thing missing was the Boots of Hermes and his Blades of Chaos. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. You never know where they ended up. Maybe Durlin, this guy right here, has them from his trips to Greece with Tyr. So maybe. I've seen many people harp on the game for seemingly not having aerial combos. I don't agree. I don't agree either. But do you think the jump and smash moves seen in the trailer confirms some form of aerial combos? Absolutely. I didn't see that big of a deal not being able to jump. Kratos getting a little older, not that big of a deal to me at least. But I don't know. I don't know. I definitely think there will be some more aerial attacks, especially since we did see it. But is that going to be a huge part of the gameplay? I'm not so sure. Neglifar is a boat made entirely from the fingernails and toenails of the dead during the events of Ragnarok. Okay, so that's the boat that sails from hell with all the warriors, the dead from hell, and the Jotnar to the gates of Asgard. Got it. That would be really cool. I don't know if it's going to be made from fingernails or toenails, but you never know. I don't know. I think the weapons we use in God of War 3 are like old artifacts in Greece, like museum in the game, and Kratos will retrieve them. That'd be really cool. I'm perfectly okay with that. Also, I really like to see Freya. Not as much known about... Oh, Faye, not Freya, sorry. About her and other that she's badass. I completely agree. I want to know more about Faye, absolutely, and all the secrets that she's hiding, because we just found out in the entire rest of the last game that she's actually a Jotun. And that's crazy. I want to know how much other stuff she has hidden. I wonder is Atreus will have his father, Blades Chaos, and his mother's axe. Maybe. I'm not so sure about him like almost inheriting or maybe use him for a little while. I'm gonna say possibly he did use it a little bit in God of War 2018 when we went to the light at Alfheim. Then we came out and all the dead dark elves are all around, and yeah, there's a big axe in I think one of their heads or something like that. So maybe this is a hint towards it. Let's kill the son of a bitch, Thor. I'm so excited for the Thor fight. Absolutely. It's probably on the top, at least 3 of everyone's boss fight. It's definitely a top 3 for me. Hasn't someone confirmed they're voicing a Valkyrie? I'm actually not so sure. I got my phone right here. I'll Google that while we talk. I mean, that's pretty cool. I hope someone's voicing a Valkyrie. They're one of my favorite parts. Freya will get his wings. Oh, Freya will get his good wings back and fight Kratos for sure. I for sure hope so. She is once again one of my top boss fights coming up. I can't wait, especially since she's supposed to be the queen of the Valkyries, well, the rightful queen, and even more powerful than Sigrun. So great. Shayne, one thing I don't understand is that Freya gave us a protection symbol on the neck, which protected us from troublemakers, but Magnum only found us somehow. I do have a theory about that possibly coming soon, so maybe we'll discuss that on a later date. What do you think about the angrboda controversy? I don't know. I love the angrboda character. I really don't get it. Personally, when I first saw her, I was like, oh, who is that? And what type of secrets are they holding? What we gonna learn from it? Are they gonna be on our adventure? Like, all these things came into our head. Like, I don't get it. I think she's great, and I think she's gonna play a huge part. I think after the last scene with Tyr from the Traveler, we will fight with him, and after that, he will be with us. Maybe, yeah. I hope Tyr's around for a while. We get to learn from him, and then he talks shit to Kratos. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah. Valkyrie is confirmed. Well, I'd hope so, especially since they played such a big part in the last game. Yeah, I can't wait. I do think they are going to bring Kratos to Valhalla. I think that's how he's going to get into Asgard. Is the gods who die selfless like Athena end up in a higher existence? So do gods like Zeus and Poseidon and Hades go? See, I'm not so sure, especially since kind of like the afterlife is kind of screwed up since we went through Greece, so I'm not entirely sure. You ready for Spider-Man 2 game? I actually haven't even played the first one. I haven't even plugged it in yet. Like, I don't have a lot of time for gaming, and it's really sad. I want to game more, but I just don't have time between YouTube and work and being with my wife. So I need to find more time. Maybe wake up at the ass crack of dawn or something. Who do you think will be the huge boss fight like there was in Dragon 2018? I think the biggest, for sure, Thor, by far. But I don't know. I think the dragons, like Corey Barlog has confirmed the dragons will be back. I think those will be huge in the next game. And me and actually Claus Harsha made a video about that. Check that out. Do you think Faye and angrboda is working together with Tyr long before the game starts? I mean, that's possible. Absolutely it is. Especially since Faye, angrboda, a couple of the last giants going around, Tyr being beloved by the giants. I think it's completely possible. I still think we haven't seen his full strength yet because Kratos lives his life as a man. Notice when he doesn't have the blades, only the axe. Then when he becomes a god, you have the level of the blades. Hold on, let me digest that for a second. I mean, yeah, I've heard theories that he hasn't unlocked his full potential quite yet, which would be really cool, but I would hate to think that we went through an entire game and not being at full strength. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know. King Doe Productions. Hey, Shayne. Couldn't make it last Thursday, but I'm here today. King Doe, what's up, buddy? Been a long time since you've been with the channel, man. Appreciate you. Martyr, what's happening, buddy? What do you think of my theory that Dinner is Sleipnir? I think that is a really cool theory, especially since he is holding that key with the Ewaz on it, which Ewaz literally translates to horse. I think that's pretty a cool theory. But it's kind of hard to think that Odin, especially since he is depicted with Sleipnir in a couple of the panels, that Sleipnir is kind of missing. So you never know, but that'd be really cool. I think Teal will support us in the beginning after he will betray us. I mean, classic God of War. Classic. We kind of, well, classic God of War 2018. But we befriend someone, then betray, and then it'd be cool. Shayne, you a calm and reasonable person. Thanks, man. Thanks. Are those two wolves our god or not? A god or not? I am not so sure. You want to explain that one a little further? I probably have a better answer for you. Remember the mark came off of his neck when almost killed inside of the temple. Well, maybe it's something to do with the electricity knocked that off. I'm not sure. Gods who die committing an act of pure goodness go to the outer realm, not just any god. And yeah, martyr, that could be very well it, but it kind of also depends on what mythology or what sets of gods you are following, for sure. But this also could be a universal thing. It also could be a God of War thing. I'm not entirely sure. I want to see the Hell Eagle fight in some way since it was originally meant to be a boss fight. Absolutely. I really want to see it as well, but yeah, you never know what might happen, especially it was pulled out of God of War 2018 because of last-minute changes. They had to take it out because of time. But I have heard it will be in God of War Ragnarok, so stay tuned. Thor didn't seem to hurt them in the trailer. Do you think he gave him a hint of where Tyr is? Maybe, but we also killed pretty much 2 of his sons. I'm not really sure if Modi is... Oh, excuse me. I'm not sure if Modi's quite dead yet. We didn't see him die. He did take a knife to the neck, though. And we also killed his brother, so I'm not so sure he's going to be calm and reasonable, like the trailer says, but you never know. SJ Punk 2. Hi. Are you a calm and reasonable person? I try. Valkyrie is Norse assistant of Freya, so she might help her get her fighting spirit back. Absolutely, and I think it is definitely going to happen. Especially since she's been Queen of the Valkyrie, she could be an amazing boss fight. She's one of my most anticipated boss fights, so I can't wait. Is Athena alive or Kratos imagining it? I think Athena is on a completely different plane and might be in Kratos' head, kind of like a bad memory. But she also could be around. The last time I watched you was Little Hope. Oh, wow. You actually watched my Little Hope stuff? That's so cool. Thank you. I love those. I love those games by Supermassive Games, like Until Dawn. Amazing game. I love Until Dawn. Little Hope, Man of Medan, which was Man of Medan was okay, but I can't wait for House of Ashes. I've already got it on pre-order. I think if Kratos will die, it would be through an intervention of the Greek gods like Athena. Yeah, that could very well be true. I think he's gonna go down to Thor personally, but I don't also think that Thor won't be alone. So there you go. Do you think Fafnir brings Kratos to Nidvalir? Maybe. I think we're gonna fight Fafnir. I hope we fight Fafnir. More dragon fights. That was so sick. I loved it. I think we're going to fight him and his brothers. I think angrboda looks beautiful and maybe in Egyptian descent. Absolutely. I love the character art for angrboda. I really do. Like, I'm really psyched that she's really in the game, especially her connection with Loki as well, and Jormungandr, Fenrir, Hel, all these awesome creatures. Well, Hel is more of a person, but she's... Anyway, Egyptian descent, it could very well be, especially since God of War 2018 was originally supposed to be in Egyptian mythology, so this might be a way of linking it in and maybe a hint of where we might go next. This game is going to be awesome, and the fact you'll deliver it on PS4 makes me happy, and I'm planning on replaying all the God of Wars when we get close to release. I will as well, and I can't wait as well. I know when I play God of War 3, when we sacrifice him to give an immortal the power, but how did we meet Faye in Ragnarok? How do we meet Faye? I'm pretty sure Kratos just pretty much put on a backpack and started walking, and then Faye, with the help of gigantic wolves, dragged his ass all the way to Scandinavia. Pretty sure that, if I remember correctly, that's how it happened. How Ragnarok being the final battle in Norse mythology, the destruction of the gods. Only a few of them actually lived through that. Couple of them names escape me right now. Actually, Baldur's actually listed on that. ask me how. But anyway, but yeah, Loki's gonna bring that for sure. So how they end up in Svartalheim, I hope I spelled that correctly. I know what you meant. Because Brock and Sindri look surprised to see Atreus like a long time has passed. I think at least 3 years has passed. We're going to start at the end of Fimbulwinter, the 3 years that spanned in Midgard, or possibly through the entire realm since they are layered on top of each other. But after the 3 years of Fimbulwinter. And how we get to Svartalheim? Not sure. Not sure, especially since Klaus Harsha actually found that we don't have the Bifrost anymore. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Tyr will know. No, Tyr is in Svartalheim. Not a clue. What do you think about my theory on Thor with Atreus betraying his father to be a double agent? I think Atreus will eventually go to the Aesir's side, at least for just a little bit. That way he will no longer be Atreus, but the god of mischief, Loki, and this is how that will happen. But double agent, I think he's gonna go full-time with the Aesir and then figure out, like, oh, what the hell did I just do? And then come back over to Kratos. Do you think there are 2 timelines? I think it's possible. I think there is one timeline that kind of repeats itself almost. So kind of like how Jormungandr just showed up one day. So he grew up all the way into Ragnarok. Thor hit him so hard, sent him back through the splinters of the world tree to start the process all over again. So you never know. I actually think Jormungandr's going to die before Ragnarok and then going to be reborn somehow. I heard that there is an additional 2 Valkyries in the game. Is this true, my guy? Like, this is the first that I'm hearing about this stuff, and I'm super excited. I want to see more Valkyries. Absolutely. I'm going to have to go through the IMBD. I'm so sorry if I screwed that completely up. But, yeah, so especially since we just watched this video where John Ford did kind of the same thing. He looked at IMBD and there's like, oh, these guys are voicing these, so they're characters. So I'm really excited. Do you think Modi will fight on our side in the next game? No. Oh, by the way, what's up, dude? I don't think so. I think he is way too pissed at Kratos for anything like that. I think he's going to be more of a vengeful guy. If he is still alive, of course. So only time will tell, though. That mural, do you think he is Tyr or Mimir? See, I think it's more toward Mimir. I hope I'm wrong, because Mimir is probably my favorite character that was introduced in 2018. And especially since at the end of, oh god, God of War 2018, Brock and Sindri did take measurements of his head, so maybe he's getting a new body. I hope he's getting a new body. Will we meet the Fates? I think we will meet the Norns, especially since they are cast in the game. So that one I know because we just watched the video about it. Yes, we will see the Norse Norns, which is basically the Sisters of Fate in Norse mythology. Who is powerful the god, Zeus or Odin? I've actually got this one before. So I think they are both extremely powerful gods, but they take 2 different approaches, so they're kind of like apples and oranges. So I think Zeus is the more physical attacker, kind of like his son Kratos, but on the other hand you got Odin, which plays more the mental and magical game, so it's kind of hard to say which one's more powerful in my opinion. What if Durlin is Odin in disguise and his monocle is an eye patch in disguise? I actually have a theory about this, which I discussed that exact thing. It's actually like the Who is Durlin is right on the channel. You should check that out because I go over the entire thing. Gotta go, Ivan. Good to see you, buddy. We need that Helheim Zeus to be a boss fight. Maybe. I'm okay. I'm perfectly okay with Zeus coming back and maybe have like almost like a mini game kind of thing, like a minigame boss battle, kind of like a resurgence of God of War 3. That'd be pretty cool. I think there are two Kratos existing in the same world. Remember when Kratos traveling back in time in God of War 2 to stop Zeus killing himself? So there was a Kratos lying there, and he is like, what the F? You know what? It could happen. Time works really weird in Norse mythology, or at least in God of War 2018. So maybe we will do some time traveling. I do think it will be part of the game, especially the time traveling we already know with Jormungandr. So maybe we'll do it as well. I think the man in the mural is someone that Atreus accidentally killed, like his rage got the best of him, and he was tricked into killing an innocent man. That is a really cool theory, AO. Especially since we know he does not like fighting people, and we do know that in God of War 2018 where he had to kill a man. So that's a really cool theory. I like that. Athena and Kratos need to shoot the fade. Yeah, why not? Okay, let's get back to the video.
Items that are on his body, you can see it in his portrait and in the game as well. This dwarf obviously travels around a lot, and if he really created Tyr's weapon, then maybe Tyr might have brought him along. This would explain why Durlin has so much different mythology items and trinkets that are all over him. Perhaps
right?
This is why
he didn't even go over like two of the things I caught on to, like Brock and Sindri's symbol on the book with the two Jormungandrs like right in front of him, and the Omega symbol on his shoulder. Odin impersonating as Tyr, because in the trailer we ain't in some crazy prison. I mean, I have heard this one going around. I'm not so sure about it. I think Tyr's Tyr personally, and I think Odin's in disguise for another character, but we'll see. From the trailer, we know Kratos and Atreus want to stop Ragnarok, and Odin's ultimate goal is to stop Ragnarok as well. Why are they enemies if they have the same goal? I think because Odin is a extremely crazy dude and wants to control it his way, and his way is the highway, and is going to be coming at Kratos because he is ultimately making it. Is angrboda will help Kratos and Atreus. I think so, at least for a little while. I'm not so sure about it. But you never know. I think she is going to be a big part of the game and will help us on our journey.
Kratos and Atreus seek him out in the game because he knows a lot about Tyr and may know where Tyr is actually located. It seems that he is our first stop on this grand adventure to rescue Tyr and to save the 9 realms, which is why he was probably shown off in the trailer, because he's going to be extremely important. And as we know,
he will be extremely important.
Featured in God of War Ragnarok because of the cast list. 3 Norns are confirmed so far.
3 Norns confirmed so far. There we go. I think Kratos is real god in Greece because he released them from the Sisters of Fate and gave them hope and freed them from the ruthless gods of Olympus in the game. Yeah, could very well be true. You never know. We might find out. Angrboda turns out to be Odin. That would be crazy. I agree. That would be really crazy. Do I think she is Odin? I'm not so sure, but that would be really crazy. What I think is going to be too epic is Kratos is going to square up against Thor, because these two are the ultimate powerhouses of each other's pantheons. For sure, they are going to... I hope they at least square up. I hope they don't go the peaceful route. I want to take on Thor so bad. I think that would be just as epic as a fight as Sigrun. Because I love Sigrun. I love that fight. It was so hard and fun. I love it.
On IMDb, that it makes
IMDb.
sense if he's the father of these Norns that he would actually make an appearance with the Norns. Really cool stuff. Let me know what you all think about Durlin. Is he really a combination of these 2 dwarves? Have Sony Santa Monica actually gone nuts with this character?
Yes.
Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you guys and girls for listening.
See ya, John. Ayo. Kratos beats Thor because Kratos still has the power of hope in him, as confirmed by Cory Barlog. I think he will eventually. I think there's going to be multiple battles with Thor. But I don't think he's going to win both. Do you think Faye set up Angrboda and left her in Vanaheim? I think actually Angrboda is in Jotunheim. It looks more like Jotunheim in the background to me, at least. And yeah, maybe Angrboda is in league with Faye, but we'll see. I'm thinking future Kratos and Atreus blew the horn, telling the serpent to drop them next to Thormir's corpse to fulfill the prophecy of killing Balder. That's why when the serpent spits them both out, Kratos said to himself, "Why would the serpent drop us here?" That's a cool theory, bud. That makes actually a lot of sense. That's a cool theory. I'm so excited for Thor's character. There is no way they will just make him a strong brute who can match Kratos physically. There has to be a catch and a theme regarding the character in Ragnarok. Yeah, he's a big, gluttonous, fierce, crazy man. I guess that's what I get from it. Is Kratos and Atreus will get new outfits and gear in Ragnarok? I think for sure. I think there's actually, I think, yeah. There are some theories going around since the release of the trailer that they might get some Jotun gear, especially since we might be going to Jotunheim with Angrboda. So, yeah, absolutely. Odin released the wolves, chased on Skull and Hati, absolutely. I think Odin sent Balder on a false mission so he dies and starts Ragnarok early. That's an interesting theory. Why? I'm interested in hearing Angrboda's story. Me too. I wonder how old she was when her parents died and how did she survive for all this time. Maybe fate took her in. While the fight in the start of the previous God of War game against Baldur, where they terraformed in the area around them, was that a part of another conversation? I mean, it was an epic fight. I love that fight. Just all the Baldur fights are great. Would it be cool at the end of the game and the real god is revealed higher than the king of the gods from all the lands and it's a cliffhanger? I mean, it would be cool. It would definitely be out of left field. And I have made a theory about, like, God of War going to, like, Christianity and all that stuff. So check it out if you haven't seen it. What I'm excited for is Tyr's powers and ability. I can't wait to see him, too. Absolutely. Can't wait to see what he does. 'Cause he's kind of... I don't really know much about him right now. What type of god he is. I know he's kind of... He wants the peace and everything, but will he fight? The World Serpent and Tyr both have beards with rubber bands in them and that their eyes are the same color. The World Serpent told Mimir he knows the pain of your loss. Maybe Tyr can shapeshift? Maybe, you never know. Absolutely, you never know. Alright, let's check out another video. Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. Damn commercials.
Hey, I'm Eric Williams.
Hey, Eric. What would Kratos do against Jesus? Especially since Jesus is kind of a pacifist, I think there would be more allies, kind of a thing. Kind of a thing. Why would we fight Christianity? I'm not saying we will fight Christianity. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying that Christianity is part of the God of War universe, confirmed by Cory Barlog, and we might end up there. Have you read the novelization of God of War 28? No, I haven't. I haven't had time. I need to really bad. I need to really bad.
And I'm directing God of War Ragnarok.
Hi, Eric Williams. Hi, I'm Cory Barlog, and I have heard...
Anyone notice his tattoo? Brock and Sindri symbol right on his chest.
What was your reaction to all the positivity that surrounds God of War Ragnarok?
I mean, it was amazing. I didn't really know how to deal with it, to be honest. I didn't even watch the event till later on that night because I was so worried. I was like, oh, what if they don't like it?
Yeah, right. Someone's not gonna like it. I don't think they will do it because people would be so outraged. Yeah, absolutely. But it has been confirmed that it is in like the God of War universe. I don't think we're gonna go off there soon. Don't get me. No, I don't think that. But you never know. Can Freya forgive Kratos for figures or still him or kill him in Ragnarok? I think she is going to try to kill him either way. She is pissed. So I guess this confirms a boss fight with the Norns. I think it will confirm the Norns are definitely in the game and probably will take over for the Valkyries. In Ragnarok, Tyr and Kratos together take entry and someone tell, here comes the gods of war. That would be damn cool. Damn straight it would be. I think that'd be really cool. I have read it. The audiobook is even better because it is read by Mimir's voice actor. That is so cool. I need to go get it. I need to get it. This sounds far-fetched, but what if Atreus / Loki knew more than we thought from the beginning? Okay, I'm interested. Since he's Loki, he might have known so much all along. Perhaps fate told him to kind of lead Kratos. Possibly. You never know with those mad geniuses over at Sony Santa Monica. I think Atreus will be just as surprised as Kratos. But you never know. You never know with those geniuses over there. So who are the Norns? So the Norns are basically the fates of the Norse realms. Short explanation. Spoilers at the end of the book when I'll A you and your spoilers. Stop it. When Thor was standing outside, Atreus said behind the door he saw Skull and Hati eating the sun and the moon. I think Thor is going to be the final boss. Yeah, that is what I said in the book. It could very well happen, or it also could be a cliffhanger. There are no symbols of the Sisters of Fate and God of War 2. Absolutely they are. I could be wrong. You never know. These are all great theories. You know, I love crazy theories. The best, by far. I love the ones that you just like, that would never happen. And then it comes true. You just never know. You never know what the writers and those brilliant people over there will do. What would happen if Loki would find out Kratos had a daughter and a wife in Greece? I think we're going to find out. I think he's going to find out and he's going to lose his shit. What if Atreus Kratos was in Japan? See, I think that would be a really cool game as well. I don't know jack about Japanese mythology whatsoever. But I think that'd be a really cool one to explore that. And like Mayan keeps coming up. I would love to see like what was the other one? Irish or Celtic, or I think it's Celtic. It would be really cool as well. I am in agreement that the process of Ragnarok keeps happening over and over again. If you notice in God of War 2018, the massive bones that were throughout Midgard are Jormungandr. I did not. I didn't. But I absolutely think it is going to be a recurring process, kind of like it keeps repeating itself. Did you reference this? How do I check him out? Check who out? That the Norns? Text me back. Celtic is similar to Norse, especially since there were neighbors in history. Basically, you had the Germanic people right next to the Celtics. So yeah, they'd be very similar. Maybe it is Irish, which is a completely different thing. Vanir magic stops time, so they stop doing it because of the wolves. What Vanir god do you think will stop time? Now I think about it, Odin knows Vanir magic as well. Absolutely he does, and he's very, 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 very good at it. Vanir gods, there's so little reference about Vanir gods in Norse mythology. There's basically the big three that we know about is Freya, Freyr, and their father Njord, which is kind of like god of the sea coast, not the sea, but the sea coast, and people would pray to him for safe travels, for instance. But stop time, I think that's all Odin. Does Atreus will be good or bad? Both. Both, right off the bat. I think he'll flip flop. Kratos and Loki return to Greece, and Greece is an old modern country now, and they will just say, "All hail, Lord Kratos, the god of war, the ghost of Sparta." I think it would be really cool. I personally haven't seen a reason why I think they will go back to Greece. But you never know. You never know. Will I hate it? Absolutely not. I would love to explore Greece again. But I just haven't been convinced quite yet. Have you seen about the Black Myth Wukong? It looks dope. I have not. I don't even know what that is. So give me a second. Let me take a picture. I'm going to save that. I'm going to check that out later.
So I just kind of ran away during the day and waited till later to see it. I got the most text messages I've ever gotten on my phone. Hyped, and it was awesome, and seeing your guys' reaction videos, and then the stuff that came afterwards and all that. It's amazing. But I was really excited for the team. The team put so much into this, through the last few years, and following up the last game is no easy task. And so getting watching all their little things like, that was my little thing I did in the trailer, or this, or all that kind of stuff was super awesome, and I'm just super happy for them, and everybody. This is some people's first trailer that they ever got to put out. So
I think we're in good hands. Could scattering phase ashes and Jotunheim resurrect the dead giants for the upcoming Battle of Ragnarok? I think it is completely possible. Absolutely. This might be actual video coming out soon from me. We never know. Absolutely, I do. I think that is a complete possibility.
So getting that kind of reception is absolutely amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, it was really great. I mean, we haven't seen each other in person for like a year and a half, like probably closer to 2 years at this point. So there's a bunch of people even on the team that I've never met, that probably have never met other people at the studio. So
that's kind of crazy to think about.
Living vicariously through the internet and watching their responses, posting pictures and videos of their sort of enthusiasm, and then going down that rabbit hole of everybody talking about the trailer and being excited. So yeah, I was pretty much on my computer for the entire day, just nerding out. It was wonderful because it did make me feel.
I love Corey, but he is long-winded, dude. Love Corey. All right, let's see. This is really significant. I think Jotunheim we go to is different from what Mimir shows us. Possibly. There's also, if you notice in the God of War Ragnarok trailer behind Angrboda, where we used to see like the fingers shooting up like the tallest peak, it's not there anymore. I saw Wukong, he #1, but wonder who win Kratos, Wukong. I don't even know who Wukong is. I'm going to say Kratos. I thought about that when I beat the game second time. Those ashes are going to wake up at Ragnarok. I think it's going to wake up even before that, if they do resurrect the dead giants. If not, I think there are a bunch of them just laying around that are still alive and just waiting for something to happen. All the 9 realms are destroyed after Ragnarok, and they will have 2 choices to go to Egypt or Greece, and I think Loki is dying to see where his father came from. I really hope they return. It, like I said before, I'd be perfectly okay with going back to Greece. I just haven't been convinced yet. Will Surtur be in the game? Absolutely. In my opinion, absolutely. Especially since we do have Surtur's sword in God of War 2018 already. He is mentioned several times in the game, and he is the one that actually burns down Asgard with his sword before he dies to the hands of Odin and Thor. So that's also an epic battle I can't wait to see.
A sense of connection that, it's just really hard, I think, in this time to have that kind of connection. So it was amplified by the fact that that connection went out to the fans who are also super excited about this stuff. So
damn straight we are.
Yes, super excited is an understatement. Like everybody is just really positive about this game. At least that's what I saw. But I first wanted to start with this question. As you guys know, I love Kratos as a character.
Ragnarok will happen, and it can't happen without Surtur.
But before
it could probably happen without Surtur, but he is so huge in it. There's no way you're gonna leave him out.
A lot of people, but people always seem to.
I think Loki's name is something Santa Monica is going to use to subvert our expectations. We all expect Atreus to be bad, but he might be good. Absolutely, absolutely, he might.
Super interesting. You know what? I'll jump in one, and then you can take it away, Eric, because I probably don't have that much to offer on it. But I would say the interesting thing, the thing we found when we were playtesting the early games was that Kratos spoke to that part.
Oh yes, I did see the dark elves and the new light elves enemies. Future video.
Right, that they had they got yelled at by their teacher or
yelled at. Okay, there's a couple comments on them. Excuse me. I just don't think that's what Faye wanted to name Atreus Loki for. I think she named him Loki to follow in her footsteps. It also just could be a name that she did like since she is Jotun, and that's what she wanted to call him. So many unanswered questions in just 2 games. Do you think they will be answered all? Absolutely not. Sorry, but I don't think all of them are going to be answered, especially since Corey has said that he has put in spoilers and all kinds of stuff for many games in advance, so I don't think all of them are going to be answered in this next game. What do you think will be some of the twists we will see in Ragnarok? One big one, Loki going over to the Aesir and becoming blood brothers with Odin and the new brother of Thor. I think that's going to be the biggest twist, or one of them. Surtur is already kind of confirmed with his sword in Muspelheim, and Mimir also says he delivers the last blow of Asgard. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you think of it, Faye was a trickster herself. Yeah, a little bit. She did withheld a lot of stuff from us, didn't she? Bird, the devs warned us that there are going to be twists. Absolutely. It wouldn't be a God of War stuff without it. Stop believing everything will happen according to prophecy. It won't. Everything will not happen to be a prophecy as not, but we can also speculate off of prophecy. It'd be crazy if Loki was in on... Oh, geez. It would be crazy if Loki was in on this entire time. Dude is a god of mischief. It would be cool if he was in the entire time, for sure. But I think he's a little too young to be in on the entire thing, at least for now. Damn, that's a pretty huge twist. Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Shayne, remember my username. I will be in your every video stream. Eyes are on you, by the way. Love from India. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. Or it would be at least. Yeah, exactly. I think. The twist is Mimir is Odin. Made a video about that as well. Yeah, Mimir's not Mimir. Yeah, that'd be funny. What will happen to the big bird in Helheim or Hel, Loki's daughter, and will we see Zeus again? I think Zeus is going to be in and out of this game, but do I think he's going to be in full form? No, but I think he will be present, kind of like how he was in 2018. What will happen to Helheim, but we're taking that thing down. If they do keep it from 2018 when it was cut from the game. But I also kind of think the Helheim bird is Hel, because it is in the biggest perch. It overlooks the entire realm, so it would kind of make sense. Also, no mention of Hel yet. I think Hel's definitely there. I think he potentially might be the bird in Helheim, but we'll have to wait and see. I think she's going to play a bigger role in this game that we know of. Faye told them to cut down the protection stave, all of them travelers marking from her. She started this. Absolutely, because Kratos would just be there shuffling his feet and wouldn't do it himself. I think the biggest open secret is that Kratos killed Thor with a violent since it's imbued with the poison of Jormungandr that is destined to kill Thor in Ragnarok. Absolutely, I think that is going to be the final battle with Thor. I think we're going to fight him in several different stages, kind of like we did Baldur, and that's going to be the last one. Barlow said the bird's coming back. He's a big part of the next game. I agree. I 100% agree, especially, like I said, cut from the last game. And he is going to play a bigger role, and it might be Loki's daughter Hel. Or it might be Zeus. I don't know. We'll see. Hel was mentioned on the Jormungandr mural. Yes, mentioned, but I'm pretty sure it was mentioned in runes and had to be deciphered, so kind of like a little hidden secret. Will we get a main story mission in Muspelheim and Niflheim? Maybe. Maybe. Personally, I'm not extremely excited to go transverse those realms, I guess. Probably the most one I am most excited for is Vanaheim, actually. Now, are Odin's ravens shown in the most recent trailer? It seems like you can see 2 ravens watching Kratos after they are shedding on the Lake of Nine. Actually, the Odin ravens that we do kill in God of War 2018 actually do make a sneak appearance in the trailer. You can literally see them. I think it's the part where they're going through their bow underneath a bridge in Svartalheim. I think it's there, but it's definitely in there. I'm pretty sure either John Ford or Captain Cuber has confirmed this. Kratos was the god of war in every game, but since 2018, he has become dad of boy. Poor Kratos. I don't even think he wants to be the god of war. I don't think he wants that anyway. It's time for a change for him. Yes, they are. Okay. Is it possible Faye will be shown in flashbacks? I think it's completely possible. I think we're going to see a lot more about Faye in upcoming games, in the next game. Especially since there's so many unanswered questions about her. I think she's going to play a bigger part of it.
Where they, got pulled over. Got in an argument with their parents or their friend or their boyfriend or girlfriend, and it wasn't that they wanted to go out and cut up a bunch of minotaurs in real life, but they just had that inherent fire that had some place it needed to go, and it was kind of a release. And Kratos was that feeling embodied in somebody also going on this epic journey of self-realization, and we definitely leaned hard into the concept of the anti-hero. That was Jaffe's original vision, and this concept of Clash of the Titans meets Heavy Metal Magazine.
Love that analogy. Anyway, when we step into the land of Alfheim near our house, the pigeons are 3-eyed. Kind of like the Odin ravens that we kill in God of War 2018 do have 3 eyes, so maybe they're not pigeons at all. Maybe they're ravens. There's 2 black ravens flying there left in the trailer. Then you can see one of the award ravens you and John are talking about. Yep, those 2 black ravens could be Hugin and Munin, which are Odin's ravens that might be keeping an eye out for us. It's possible.
And loved it. I think that we wouldn't be where we are now had we not begun in that place, right? We needed a place to grow from. And that wasn't the intent when it started, but that's what's so interesting and fertile about the storytelling and the world that we have, is that we can show this progression and show that even in human beings, like every once in a while, we experience that sense of frustration and release and then growth, right? And I think we are in that phase of growth, and we all know that you get to that phase of growth, you still fall back, you still get frustrated, you still get angry, but you figure out as you go through life, as the time passes, how to properly manage and deal with all that stuff.
Wow, yeah, I think that's great. I never really actually thought about that, tapping into people's anger and then trying to show that in a video game. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Eric, what about you?
Love John Ford. Ares, give me Ragnarok, and my life is yours. Friggin' Ares. Friggin' Ares. I don't like Ares. Ares is a douche. What do you think about the one mural that has Modi depicted on the Vanir side during Ragnarok? I think that has a deeper meaning since he is Aesir and, you know, supposed to be dead. Okay, so he's supposed to be dead, but we haven't confirmed, especially since he rolled off the cliff when Atreus stabbed him in the neck. We don't really know if he's dead. Well, fully dead, not like Magni. Magni's dead. And plus, a lot of people during Ragnarok do come back for the final battle, kind of like all the people in Hell who have passed away, all the people in Valhalla, all the people in Folkvang, all the people just around the realms in general come for the final battle. A lot of people that actually survive Ragnarok are actually dead before it. So there's your little piece of time right there.
Yeah, you know, coming up with a character all those years ago and like watching that kind of like growth, we also still seeded it with the kind of stuff like he knew he was kind of doing the wrong thing and he needed to do the right thing. You know, in the first game when you get to the final boss fight with Ares and you get pulled into the dream, the whole setup is about saving your family from yourself. Like all the characters he fights are demons of himself, and he has to hug his family, give up his own life to try to save them, to try to fix the wrongs. Like, you know, and I think that's really the important lesson, like through the character and how he's growing, is it's something that we as, you know, people should do a lot more of, and we kind of fail, but it's like
yes, we fail. This is why you fail. Let's see. Wait, Kratos will die because in God of War Ghost of Sparta, Kratos tried to find his brother Deimos until he is an old man digging 3 graves, one his mother, 2 demons, the last one Kratos. Maybe. I don't think he's gonna die forever. I think that's just how we're gonna get his spirit, Kratos, to Asgard, because there's no way to get through it through the realm travel room. The Uncle Tier theory you made fits well. Thank you. I think it was a crazy theory. Actually, my brother came up with that one. He's just as big a God of War fan as I am, and I thought it was a cool theory, so I had to make a video about it. If Zeus would be a natural, if Zeus would a natural death, then would claim his throne because he had a lot of children. Say, after we killed Zeus, basically the Greek pantheon was pretty much dead, so I don't think there's much claiming anything. I am what Ragnarok has made me. Yeah, me too. Just a guy just sitting here speculating on what's going to happen in this 40-hour game that we're going to get, and it's going to be amazing. There's going to be so many secrets and so much cool stuff. I can't wait.
When you do make a mistake, it's what you do next that counts the most.
I agree.
You know, if you try to repair it or fix it, that's really the thing you need to do. But a lot of us we're too scared or embarrassed to admit that we were wrong or we did something. And he was in that mind state for a long time. And then, you know, as he starts to move into the Norse realms and with Faye and Atreus, he starts to see he does need to be better, right? And he teaches the kid these lessons because he doesn't want the kid to end up like him. You know what I mean? And so, like, and we also, at the end of the day, like, we like comeback stories as people.
Yeah,
we
do.
Watching people fall and get back up again. Sometimes the things are a little too harsh to come back from, but him being a fictitious character, I think he gets a little bit of better goodwill towards that. But I think that's really deep down inside of us that we like that. But, you know, that's where I've always seen him. He's not been this one note thing. It's like we had seeds of it, but he was in a different place in his life, just like anyone is. You know, so when you're young, you do a lot of stupid things, and then you kind of regret them, and you try to
40 hours of chopping Draugr's heads off, absolutely, and way more enemies too. Loki is stronger and smarter than Thor, even Odin. I think he's going to play a big game in bringing those two down.
A different part of his journey right now.
Yeah, I absolutely love that answer. I'm not gonna lie, you know. And him trying to teach Atreus to not be who he was. I think that's like the best part of Kratos as a character. But what has been your favorite games in the Greek era? Like, there's been a ton of them. I know you guys obviously worked on almost every single one of them. So which ones are your favorites?
The first one.
You want to go first?
You first, man. I'm going to cheat off your test. So
okay. for me personally, my favorite story is the Ghost of Sparta story. You know, it's
favorite God of War game excluding 18. Damn it, that was going to be my answer too. I love that game. First God of War. Just because it was the first of the series, without that one game, we're not going to have any of what we have now. It was a great set for the future games that we're playing now, and it built this amazing character. I'm going to say the first one. Marvel versus DC. You're going to hate this answer. Neither. I am not a superhero fan. I've tried. I watch a couple movies here and there. Sorry, it's just not for me.
it. I think tells.
Well written. Whoever wrote that.
I know. I don't know who wrote that one. That guy is really good at his job. But I like it. It's a very simple story, you know, because it tells a lot of things about Kratos' past, you know, like where he's from. Like you get to see that city, you get to see Sparta for the first time, you get to meet his mom, he's looking for his brother. And you start to get this sense, like you even see them as kids, like him teaching those lessons, like, you know, like his brother, like get off your back, like Sparta's never on his back.
Sparta's always on his back. How do you think Odin will die? Do you think Freya will die in the next game as well? It's okay, so I think I'll answer this and I'll explain a little more. How do I think Odin will die? Atreus will kill him. Atreus is going to be the one to kill Odin, in my opinion, because in mythology, I know I was going off mythology, but even though if people don't like it, God of War is heavily based on mythology. Sorry, not really. But I think Atreus will end Odin, because I do have a huge theory about Atreus and Fenrir. Please check out that video if you haven't seen it. Do you think Freya will die in the next game as well? Especially since they do say it's the last game in Norse mythology, but they also, Cory Barlog for months, maybe even years, I don't even know, has said he's never heard of God of War Ragnarok, and here it is. He's been working on it this entire time. I think they might just be messing with us. But it's also a 40-hour game. It's a lot of gameplay that it needs to go through. I'm not so sure. But I think Freya will die in the next game if this really is. You an anime guy? No. Sorry, no. I have tried a little bit here and there. I like the classic animes. I kind of grew up on it as like a kid. I am going to date myself because I am much older than I look, I swear to you. But I love like the old Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I love that freaking stupid game. It's so good. Like the old Pokemons as well. Just older stuff. I think I checked out Death. No, it wasn't Death Note. It was Castlevania. That was really cool. I like that one. I think Freya as a character, but if she doesn't come to her senses, then we will have to put her down. I think we're going to have to either way. I think one way or another, Freya will pass. Just put it lightly, I guess. Either she will start to see the light and try to help us again because our intentions are good. Our intentions are good, at least. But maybe someone will kill her and... Wow, this is dark. I have dark thoughts. Maybe someone will kill us and kill her in front of us, kind of like Odin or Thor or something like that, because she starts to help us again. Or she's going to be an epic-ass boss fight, which is what I'm hoping for. If apes take over the world, what you do? I don't know. Not a clue. That's such a random question. I don't know. Board up the house, I guess. I don't know. Funny questions today. I do like this.
So even then,
yeah, whatever you guys want to ask me, I don't care. I'll give you the answer if I have one.
Seeds of what he could be, the way he is with Atreus, if he just opens himself up to it. And then his brother ends up, taking his place. And then he has all that feeling when he finally finds him. And then they reunite and they do the thing together. And it's very telling of, like, almost me and Corey's relationship. There were times where we didn't get to work together on things, or we were mad at each other or whatever. And then, but when you needed to, you come back together to form this good bond and you do something amazing. And so like for me, that one, it's always been very special, and you know, I probably because I have a personal connection to it.
Fair enough. That's a good one.
I think God of War Goes to Sparta is
My grandpa sack has no
fantastic.
pathetic cards.
It's
No,
really
it does
sad
not,
how
because it
he
holds
got Deimos,
Exodia.
and Deimos just died.
I know exactly
as
what you're
quickly as
talking
Kratos
about.
found him. You know, it's that scene is very heartbreaking in the community. Corey, what about you? What's your favorite game?
Well, first let me say, God of War Goes to Sparta. The sort of story behind that, the genesis of where all of that came from, was discussions between Eric and I, and there's so much imagery inside of there, that just beautiful scene at the end with the gravedigger with Kratos and Deimos' body. That's all Eric, man. That was Eric, like, hey, what if we did this? We should try this. Like, he is one of the best sort of sounding boards, and the ability to kind of like come up with these just concentrated moments that integrate both play and the emotional experience. It was just awesome and amazing. That was a really fun thing to work on. It was the only one that I worked on where I was just writing it, and it's so freeing and so amazing to just have that responsibility and not feel like everything else is barreling down on you. I can't really pick 2018. It's weird if you pick your own thing. You know, and
I'd pick 2018. I love that game.
I feel like it's the first game. You know, the first game has that kind of like shadow that has been cast over me that I feel at all times. You know, it's sort of personified in the phrase that I think tons of different journalists asked me when we first started going out for God of War 2 promotional stuff, and they were all like, that whole reveal where Kratos is wearing the ashes of his dead wife and child. Wow, man, how you gonna top that? And I never had an answer to that because it's super hard to top. It's brilliant. It was an absolutely phenomenal realization, and the idea of telling it in flashback, all the kind of just huge swings that we took.
Oh, that game was so good. That's one of my favorites. We're going to fight alongside the Dark Elves against Light Elves, and it gets me pumped. Seriously, me too. We saw that right in the trailer, especially since the Dark Elves are taking on the Light Elves with us. I do have a theory coming up about their king. Stay tuned for that one. I have so many ideas. So many ideas coming. Knowing the slight disconnect between the Norse and the Greek games, what do you think Kratos' favorite position was with Faye, his dead wife? Jesus Christ, dude. Think they deferred because different devs, or okay, so I read that completely differently. Sorry. What do you think? I'm not I'm gonna skip over the position one. I think they deferred because different devs. I don't know. That's a really good question. I might have to do a little more research about that one before I come back to that one, Martyr. Do you think we're getting the new game next year? I hope so. I literally can't wait. I hope we get it tomorrow. Tomorrow would be even better. The how is Kratos is immortal. I die laughing. Kratos is immortal. Yeah, Corey has confirmed that he kind of is immortal, but, you know. Rules are meant to be broken.
During that, you know, I feel like we had so many discussions.
Oh, I keep it. You know, it's weird. I watch Spider-Man movies, but why do they make a Spider-Man... Why do they make a Spider-Man Morals? They made an animated movie, but not origin movies like Spider-Man Homecoming or Far From Home. Dude, I know nothing about Spider-Man. I know nothing about Marvel. I know nothing about DC. Random stuff here and there, but that's about it. Enjoy the research. Oh, I will. I love researching this stuff. Olympian Pantheon versus Aether Pantheon. Go. I actually made an entire video about this, to be completely honest. To be honest, I made a complete video comparing everyone and everything, at least that we know of. Do you kind of mean like comparing them, or do you mean kind of like which is my favorite? Because I'm loving the Norse realm right now, especially since if I had to pick a favorite game so far, it'd be 2018. So I'm going to say Norse, or Norse Pantheon. That is such a bad thing to say. I do love Greece too. I love Greece too, but I'm loving the Norse right now.
Throughout the development of that game, where we were like, what if we tried this? And
Battle Royale.
Really crazy stuff, you know, the whole hugging the wife and child in that final battle with Ares was Eric saying, what if we try
the final battle with Ares? Battle Royale. That's a tough one, man. Because like before, we were talking about Greek Pantheon versus the Norse Pantheon, and it's kind of like comparing apples and oranges. It really is. Oh, jeez. I'm going to say they both go at it and they all die. There we go. Acer Slim, especially if Baldur would still be cursed. Yeah, they would, but the Greeks also have some pretty damn cool gods as well, so... Well, if Baldur still remained cursed, but... I still think they all die. They all die.
Try this. What if we did this? Could that make sense? And then it was like, what if, yes, the clones and they're coming in. That's really interesting. And I feel like we were so motivated and so pushing ourselves to go as far as we possibly could. Because for Eric and I, this was like the first game that we'd ever worked on.
Yeah.
That we legitimately thought, hey, people might actually like this.
Yeah.
And that's like no dig to...
Dude, a tag team with Tyr and Kratos would be epic. Two gods of war.
And, Mutant Academy and all that. But, you know, we have no illusions that we were making those games to kind of keep the doors open for development. These were games that were done in 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months.
Damn, I didn't know it was that quick.
Difficult paths to get to the end. And
if the magic didn't remove the curse, like the blaze, ignoring hell rules. I still think it'd be an even match, to be honest. I think it's going to be hard to compare everything.
A lot of sacrifice of, well, it's got to get done at this date, so you just ditch a lot of stuff. This was the first time that we had somebody in charge that was fighting for, no, we need more time, we need more people, we need to get this done, we need to try this. So every cool thing we could imagine.
So a lot of video left.
There was a very real possibility we could realize that, and honestly, that's just so incredibly special to me. That entire experience, and that what it ended up being, and what it kind of started, right? Because otherwise, I'd just sort of be this complainy bastard who isn't doing anything because, you know, I'm making games that I wasn't happy with. This truly gave me an actual career.
Yeah. The legacy of these games.
Actually, the big plot hole is if Greece and Norse are on the same planet. Corey has actually gone over this. It was GSD or something like that, and they're actually more like planets in the same universe instead of set everyone on the same planet. So think of it more like that. The end of this video is hilarious. Just wait for it. I can't wait. John Ford Camp Q are probably going to get reviewer copies of God of War. They'll get to play it before we do. For sure. At least Captain will, for sure, because he does have over 100K, and that's basically his main channel. I hope John does as well. I love John Ford. He's so great. But I do think Captain for sure will get it. I mean, I want one. I know you guys probably want one too. But if that'll ever happen, I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt I'll ever get an early copy of anything. I hope new game Horizon Forbidden West be good. Horizon Zero Dawn. I actually haven't played it. Like I said earlier, I haven't played much games lately. I haven't had a lot of time. I'm probably going to sit down and play God of War 2 today or something like that. Maybe 3. I haven't decided. But I would love to get my hands on Horizon Zero Dawn, play that, then see Forbidden West when it comes out. So I have more of a grasp on it. So yeah. Yeah, but Barlog already cleared that up. They have their own worlds in the same universes, separate from different spaces. Yeah, exactly. Think of like different planets in a universe. What is up, my dude? What's up, Siege? Got a vid idea to talk to you about later. Hope you're doing well. What's up, dude? I hope you're doing well as well, man. Absolutely hit me up on Twitter. You know I'll get right back to you. Well, if my phone gives me the frickin' notification. That kid, GPG, is going to get one too. That kid is a beast with the combos. God, is it God of War Game Breaker? Is that what it is? They love him. Is that who it is? GBG. Yeah, I'm actually not quite familiar with their work. I mostly watch Captain Cuba. I watch John Ford. I watch Klaus Harsha. I watch the Fukas. Watch God of War Geek. Yeah, those are my guys. But in Fallen God comic, Kratos just traveled to Egypt by walking / boat, supposedly. It doesn't mean there isn't some type of weird travel thing that might help him out as well. Plus, I haven't read the comics either. I need to do that as well. Let's see. Game Breaker God, that's what it was. I thought I was right. Is there a possibility Faye's spirit is in the axe, given the reason why we can throw it and it comes back to us? She had to help Atreus in Alfheim. That's a really cool theory. I do like that. Maybe. I'm going to say maybe on that one. Maybe something to do with the Lindworm. And you don't know what a Lindworm is, definitely look it up. It's actually got cut from 2018. It's really cool. Thanks, Sylvie. You know I got you. Absolutely, dude. I'll hit you up later. Did you play Ghost of Tsushima? No, but I bought it from my brother. The same one that came up with the Tyr and Atreus related thing. And he said it's amazing, and I have to play it. I have heard so many good things. I want to play it very badly. Yeah, Game Breaker God. Yeah, that's who I thought it was. Hey, what's up, brother? What's up, Alex? Odin's son. What's good? Yeah, Game Breaker God. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. He has like 180,000 or something like that. Maybe it's more than that right now. I don't know. I feel like the Bifrost isn't the only way to travel. I seriously doubt it's going to be the only way to travel, especially since with that little, it looks like a little travel rune that Atreus has. The beginning actually says Haughty on it. In it looks like Elder Futhark. Yeah, that thing that they don't hit at any form of magical device required to travel. Yep. Just because they don't hint at it doesn't mean it's not there, though. It might be just one of those hidden things. I don't exactly know, but you never do know, especially with Sony Santa Monica. Do whatever they want. Ragnarok and Black Myth are hype games coming out hopefully next year. I actually haven't checked out Black Myth at all. I don't know jack about it, but Ragnarok, absolutely. I hope I get it even before next year. I want it now. Kratos was also like half delirious in that comic and looked like two other gods were contacting him. They were probably the ones that moved him to dimension / planet. Could very well be true. Like I said, I need to get my hands on those. If I get a PlayStation, may not need one, as I hear the recent God of War might be coming to PC. I have to play the series. Dude, you have to play the series. It's so good. It's so good. Just about everything about it is absolutely phenomenal.
I think are absolutely incredible. And Eric is right there alongside you guys as well. And it's really cool to see him take all those ideas of the past and actually bring them over to God of War Ragnarok, which I think is amazing. Speaking of God of War Ragnarok, I would like to ask some things.
Pause after the question.
Some things that we all have been talking about because of the trailer.
Come on, dude.
And the first thing I want to talk about is the Guardian Shield. There are moments in the trailer where it has a different design, and
I actually want to hear this answer.
Moves with it that we didn't see in the previous game. So will
I'll reply back just a second, guys. Hold on. Damn your ads. I can't say anything. I have ads too. So that's kind of hypocritical.
And in what ways?
Okay, I want to hear that answer. In Greece, like the Marked Warrior would bring the destruction of Olympus. How did they not realize that it was Kratos? It is obvious he is the God Slayer. Well, they actually thought it was Deimos at first because Kratos wasn't marked at the beginning of his life. His brother Deimos was. The reason why he has the red tattoos was to honor his brother. So then he became the marked warrior. But Kratos was dragged to Norse by wolves and a woman, so that makes sense at least, but we don't know where they dragged him from. That is 100% true. We might learn naturally in the next game. What if at the beginning of finding Tyr holds some kind of grudge or animosity to Kratos since Tyr knows Kratos' past? Very well could be judging Kratos pretty hard, especially since he was pretty much a friggin' monster in the first, what was it, 5-6 games? I can't even think right now. But in Greece. But yeah, definitely going to not put up with Kratos' crap if he has crap to give. It looks great. Needs something to keep me busy till Wonderlands. LOL. Story-wise, definitely play God of War. The story is so freaking amazing. Thank you, man. You awesome. Aw, thanks, man. Thank you. You're awesome. And I ran into 15-second ads before I watch your videos. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't play some. I literally just put the monetization on, and then YouTube does whatever the hell he wants. I apologize. I'm sorry. Will we eat dinner in the game? Well, I hope I eat dinner later. I'm getting a little chunky, but I love to eat. I'm a foodie. No, I actually just uploaded. What was it, like 2 hours ago? Something like that. Hold on, 2 hours. 2 hours and 6 minutes ago, my theory on dinner and who it might be. So check it out, Lawrence. Check it out, everybody. Remember when Deimos sacrificed himself to save Kratos and Ghost of Sparta? He died a selfless death, so he is in a higher existence like Athena. Yeah, and he also came back, and we had to basically kill him again, you know? So it could very well be in a higher existence, absolutely, especially since we actually don't know exactly where they're going after they die, especially since most of, well, at least the Greek mythologies, it's completely destroyed. So, yeah. I gladly watch the ads, may love supporting the homie, and the content is more than worth it. You're doing great, bro, trust me. Thank you so much, Siege. You've been there since pretty much the beginning, man. We've done for everyone who doesn't know Siege, we've done a lot of collabs in the past. If you're looking for a good Borderlands or BioShock content, he's your man. Yeah, I watch the ads too. I watch the ads as well, all depending on who it is. If I really like them or I know them personally, I will watch their ads because that really does help them out. That helps them make money and helps them do better on YouTube as well. I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, like I said, I just literally just press the monetization on button and let YouTube do its thing. I don't place them anywhere at the beginning and whatever. Shout out Siege OC. That's right. That's right. We've been working together for years now. You two guy, more collabs on the way. Yeah, I can't wait, dude. Absolutely. I'm all for it.
Well, first off, good eye that you noticed that. We were trying to keep that a little like under the radar, but you know, can't sneak anything past it.
That's what someone else is saying. Yeah, I can't wait for the end of it.
Yes, there are different shields, and they have different defensive options and abilities. And the reason why we're doing this is we really want to open up the expressive choice to the way that you build your Kratos, like the equipment and loadout and things like that. So all the way down to the defense, you can, you know, kind of play a little differently, and then enemies know how to respond to that or force you into these different situations where you need to use different things. So I think it'll be fun for players to explore that, but also just kind of like we want it to be more expressive, where you know your choices matter when you set them up.
That's cool. I love that.
I think that's great.
Love that.
Because we've seen so much new stuff in terms of combat in this game. New basic attacks, rune attacks. Atreus is riding a stag that he summoned and ramming into enemies. He looks like he's having the time of his life.
Which was sick.
So I think that new moves of the Guardian Shield is great. Another question that a lot of people in the community have, was how is Freya's impact going to last throughout this game? You know, she seems pretty upset in God of War Ragnarok.
She seems pissed.
And we just want to know, like, what is she going to, like, how is she going to impact the story and all of
that? Very significantly, in my opinion. Corey said that the higher plane can be reached by the gods who die while doing selfless acts. Do you think Tyr know about the higher plane since he really selflessly? I think it's a possibility. Absolutely, especially since Tyr is so well traveled and has been to 1 million different mythologies. I'm pretty sure literally all the mythologies. I think he might know. I think he might know that, or at least kind of speculate on that. Like there's kind of something else. I think you, John, Cuba should collab. It would be a big God of War Theory discuss videos. I'm waiting. Dude, that would be so cool. Like, literally just being mentioned with just John and Cuba is so freaking cool. Like John actually during when we were live streaming the God of War Ragnarok trailer, or that whole showcase, actually shouted me out. I thought that was wicked cool. John's such a nice guy. I'm a really big fan, and I've been for years. But maybe you guys just start messaging them. I would love to work with those guys. Those guys are freaking fantastic. Maybe someday in the future. Maybe I'm probably have to get my subscribers up a little bit, but maybe.
I don't want to say too much, you know.
Yeah, of course,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to spoil things for anyone, but the big thing is like to remember what she said at the end of the last game, right? I mean, she put her stake in the ground. She down every agony, right? Like, every violation imaginable. Like she's got some problems with Kratos, so that's gonna have to get aired out, you know.
It will definitely get aired out. Athena was actually corrupted after Kratos opened the sorry, Pandora's box between God of War 1 and 2. Athena was actually corrupted by the power of, I believe it was greed, off the top of my head. Just kind of like all the ones, like Hermes was sloth. I thought that was hilarious. Different ones. It was more of a corrupted from greed. Fact, we need a collab, dude. That'd be so sick. What are the channel names? Maybe I could try to help. Like, don't spam the guys or anything like that. They have channels of their own. They got lives, you know. Would I love to work with them? Absolutely. But it is Captain Cuba, and John Ford, two very, very amazing God of War channels. For sure, would love to work with them in the future. Kratos is cursed, so the blades follow him everywhere. Maybe gods in higher planes are responsible for this. Maybe. You never know. Hello, my friend from Greece. What is up, George? Thank you for joining me today. How do you think Odin feels about Tyr traveling to other pantheons? I'd really like to know how the relationship are between the gods in different pantheons. If I had to completely guess, I bet Odin loves that Tyr traveled from pantheon to pantheon, because he would bring back more knowledge and potentially prophecies to Odin, which we've learned from Ymir would control everything in every realm and every mythology if he could. It would be really cool if Kratos watches in the end Norse world getting destroyed and in ruin like God of War 3. Yeah, it could very well happen just like that. Then he's like, oh crap, need to move on again. Maybe. When do you think we will first see Fenrir in the next game? Kyler, I already have a theory about this one. I believe we've already have seen Fenrir. If you like that idea, check out my theory about is Fenrir Atreus' son. That goes over my entire thing, and I think it's very true. No, she was corrupted after Kratos killed her in God of War 2 because she saw a power that no god has seen that corrupted her. She was also corrupted by the power of greed as well, but you could also be right as well. You guys are my favorite 3 theorists. Ah, thank you so much, dude. Just like I said, just being mentioned with those guys is just a huge honor. Thank you. I don't get if Norns exist, why doesn't Odin just control them? Well, it could be that he can't, not even Odin can control time and fate. It could be something like that. Oh, sick, absolutely. Ain't man. Sammy, what's up, dude? How big do you think Fenrir will be? Same size as the World Serpent? Like I said, I think Fenrir is going to be massive. I don't think he's going to be World Serpent sized. And I think we've already met him. Like I said, if you haven't seen that video, check it out, please. Also, a theory that Kiba said to have to Athena, higher plane Athena being the bad one. Okay, so kind of like a mixed personality kind of thing. That's kind of cool. Excuse me. Ugh. That could very well happen as well, and that'd be really cool to explore. How are they going to scale all the giants with a no-cut camera? Maybe a pullback on the camera, kind of like a cutscene that kind of like we saw Jormungandr, and kind of like the dragon. The dragon's name escapes me, but the dragon as well, because that was freaking huge. Hey man, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. How are you? Doing great. Doing great. Chilling out with a bunch of you guys, you know, just hanging out, talking God of War. Day's going great. You are the best. Oh, thank you, man. You uploaded a theory video and then you did live stream. You are the best with Cuba and John for nice. Oh, dude, George, that means a lot to me. Thank you, man. I'm here for you guys, dude. I'm literally here to try to entertain you guys, talk some God of War, you know, just hang out. You know, that's just what I'm about. I'm just a regular guy that loves God of War and music. That's pretty much it. I love hanging out with you guys. Me and my buddies are watching your stream in India. Please, can you stream more? I plan on streaming once a week. It might change. I have been doing Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time, because that's just where I live in the U.S. But it might change all coming up this next week. I'm not too sure quite yet. It's still up in the air, but I will be doing a live stream every single week. I appreciate for trying to read everything. Hey, you guys are giving up your guys' time. You guys could be doing something completely different instead of spending your time here with me, and I really do appreciate your time. And I'm trying to, I'm definitely trying to give thanks to everyone that shows up, because it really does mean a lot. You guys are awesome. You guys are the reason why I'm really doing this stuff. Not just because I do love it. I do love doing this stuff, but it's all for you. Doing good too. Awesome, Sammy. You're welcome. Thank you, George. I have a theory, okay, about a new enemy in God of War Ragnarok. I think that the centaur enemy is actually Artemis. I believe that the surviving gods of the Greek pantheon left the world in chaos. See, I do actually made a theory about who I thought the centaur was as well. I made a theory about pretty much freaking everything. And we're along the same tracks. You should definitely check that one out, because I do go into a little bit of that. Sorry, I hit the mic. It's no longer God of War, it's Dad of Boy. Which is cool. It's 2:20 a.m. here in India. It is about 4:45 here in the eastern United States. So I appreciate you guys hanging out at least 2 a.m. just to hang out with me. I appreciate you guys. Let's see, left to chaos and left to the other lands. Artemis is known as the stalker, just how Baldur was known as the stranger. Yeah, you see, I kind of had the theory of that, especially since Artemis is the goddess of the hunt. No one else would be able to track down Kratos as well as her, for sure. She's definitely in that theory video as well, but I didn't come to that conclusion. Check it out. Who are the centaurs in the God of War Ragnarok trailer? Here we go. I imagine Kratos dies and then goes to a higher plane of existence and guides Atreus through his own journey. That is a really cool idea. Absolutely, but I don't see it happening. I don't see Kratos dying permanently. I see it more likely a kind of like, if they kill Kratos, that's good, and he's no longer in God of War, that's the end of God of War. I think that's just the plain fact of it. Maybe Atreus have his own spin-off. Sure, why not? Why not? But as the main God of War, I think it has to be Kratos. I must go to sleep because I am tired. Yeah, dude, I'm tired too. I went home. I went home right now. Good night, my friend. Good night, guys, from work. George, have a great night, buddy. Thank you for coming out. Woo, same time zone. Let's go. Yes, Siege, I know where you're at, buddy. You know where I'm at, too. And just so for everyone doesn't know, I live in the great state of Maine. Love this state. If Odin wants a way to... If Odin wants a way to Jotunheim, as Mimir said, why Baldur just laughed when Kratos broke it on the mountaintop? Because Baldur is a very sadistic person and don't give a shit about anyone else. That's what I'm going to think about it. God of War is the best game. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I love so many games, though, but God of War is my favorite. But have you heard of Devil May Cry? I have heard of Devil May Cry. It's kind of another kind of a beat-em-up game. Do I know anything more about it than that? No, not at all. One of those games on my to-play list. I don't think Odin is actually looking for a way into Jotunheim. We only believe this because Mimir tells us this, but Mimir also said Tyr was dead, but he isn't. Well, yeah. Kind of got a point. I don't remember Mimir saying Tyr is dead. I remember saying Tyr is missing. But maybe I missed something. Do you think we will ever see the Christian universe? LOL. I low-key like to believe that Dante's Inferno was the Christian verse. I think it's going to be very controversial. If they do it, they're going to get a lot of attention for that. But Cory Barlog has said that it is part of the God of War universe. It is Christian. All the mythologies are part of the God of War universe. Do I think we'll see it? Maybe we'll see. Dante's Inferno would be sick. What was it? The 7 layers of hell, 9 layers of hell, whatever it is. That'd be super cool to do. I know they already did that in Dante's Inferno, especially since it's not actually a part of Christian beliefs. It's actually a part of the Divine Comedy, but it was so compelling, and many people do think it's actually a part of the religion. So I would love to explore it in God of War, for sure. Do you think Modi is still alive? Because on the mural, it shows Modi fighting on giant side in Ragnarok. So I'm 50-50 on this one. I don't know if Modi is still alive or not. We didn't actually see him die. We saw him stabbed in the neck and then kicked off the side of a ledge, but we don't know if he's dead. But also in Ragnarok, people of the dead, the people who have died, do come back for one final battle. Talking about the people in Valhalla, people in Folkvang, people in Hell. All of these people come back to the realms and destroy each other. So it is possible that Modi is dead and will live out Ragnarok.
So we'll just have to wait and see how that comes.
And the community, they're like pretty split because everybody loves Freya as a character, right? Everybody
love Freya.
Love
Freya.
What she did with Kratos, how nice she was, how much she helped us. So to see this character in this state where it's like,
I actually do have a PS5. Yeah, I do. I got really lucky. Really lucky.
Ends up.
It's such an exciting part of...
Pausing there. In murals in Jotunheim, Kratos' name is written differently in Jotunheim language. Credit Captain Cuba. I might need to go check that out. It might be vague in the back of my mind. It might be that his name is Farbody, which is kind of like who was the husband of Laufey, which is Faye in God of War, and father of Loki. So that might have something to do with it. Do you think that showing us Tyr was a bad idea? I I don't know if it was such a bad idea. I think they gave us way too much to go off in the trailer, to be completely honest. I think they did show a little too much, in my opinion. But it might just be trying to create hype. I think they gave us too much. Kratos dies, goes to hell, overcomes hell, becomes back stronger, Ragnarok begins, and dies, left, right, repeat. I do think Kratos would die. I do not think he will go to hell. Hell is for more people who die in dishonorable ways, kind of like old age, dishonorable my ass, but I do think he will die, but go to Asgard, go to Valhalla, because we know Kratos is going to go out fighting for sure. No one's going to kill him not fighting. So he will go to Valhalla, not hell. PS5, never heard of it. Kind of like Corey Barlog, never heard of God of War Ragnarok either. Maybe they have a lot of content, even more than the previous entry. That could be very well true, too, as well. But they did have a lot of content in the last game as well, and didn't give they gave us a little bit of gameplay, but they didn't show us like everything that we saw in God of War 2018. I just think they gave us way too much. Maybe that is why they showed a lot. Maybe I think it was just more of a hype thing personally. How do you feel about Werewolf the Apocalypse? I'm disappointed on it. I was really excited. This bloody hack and slash beat 'em up with a werewolf, but nothing like what I expected. I have not played it. Actually, my best video so far actually goes over Werewolf the Apocalypse. Believe it or not, that's actually funny. I haven't played the game. I haven't had a minute to play it. But I have heard bad things, and I'm very disappointed because that game looks so freaking cool. Loki is such an important character in every Norse universe. Example in MCU, real Norse mythology, and God of War, and Marvel Comics. Absolutely. Without Loki in the stories of mythologies, it would just go on forever. Loki's the end of the Norse realm. It doesn't matter what universe he is. He's so important. I think Freya will eventually come to our side because the giants that built the wall of Asgard told Freya the only weakness to the wall. They definitely showed him the only... Sorry, hold on just a sec. Wife's texting me. Yeah, I do believe that, just like Mimir said, knows the wall to the walls of Asgard, knows the weakness, and my phone keeps freaking going off. It's driving me nuts. But I'm kind of 50-50 on Freya picking sides. I'm pretty sure Freya will turn back into an ally eventually. They can't rebuild her up to be loved so much, only to turn her into a full-fledged enemy. That would be bad character development. It could very well be, or they could just be like, hey, Freya is going to be a complete badass now and get her warrior spirit back, but I can also see the same way where she could come back as well. So I'm down for both. I just want to fight her. I just want to fight her. I remember I started following you because Werewolf the Apocalypse video before it came out. LOL. Hey, man, you've been here a while. Appreciate you. Yeah, that was probably it's my most viewed video so far. I think it's like 38,000, which isn't a ton of views in the YouTube special, but that's a ton for me. Yeah, see. Do you think anything crucial happening while Kratos was in Helheim by himself, since time in Hell moves much slower than Midgard? I don't think so, but I could be completely wrong. I've never really thought about it, to be honest. Well, my friend, I have to go take care of something, but as always, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stream. Always a fun time here. Have a great night, everybody. Siege, have a good night, man. I know you're going to hit me up later. I'll talk to you, all right, bud? Have a good night. Just got a thought that in the final game, the higher existence god is Corey Barlog. Dun, dun, dun. He is the higher existence. Corey Barlog is the higher existence of God of War.
of storytelling to be able to develop a character, elicit that kind of response from the community, but also be able to put in that consequence of choice. And Kratos' choice was hard, and it was hard because the consequence is hard to deal with. And I think it is so exciting to be able to have that, so that it doesn't feel like we didn't wrap it up in the last game with a pretty little bow. We left it with, wow, okay, that decision was difficult. Kratos felt he needed to do it.
Yeah, they got a lot of time to fill with 40 hours.
In my mind, I feel like there has to be a small scintilla of a place in Freya that understands that, but
yeah, see you later, Siege.
To find that place through all that cloud of rage is hard, man. It's hard, and it's gonna be really interesting from a sort of world and storytelling point to see what happens.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I think that it's really sad. Again, like you said, like it's really hard, like what she went through. But it is very similar to Kratos' origin story as well. You know, with the pain and loss, and having all this translate to Freya is, I think, one of the most exciting moments about the next game. One of the most other important characters who I absolutely love is Atreus.
Oh, I'm trying to finish it, but I'm also trying to hang out with you guys as well.
What can you tell us about Loki's eventual growth in this world as he's trying to figure out
Ooh,
who he
I want
wants
to know
to
this
be
one.
as a person?
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to tell you anything today.
Damn.
Great interview.
That was a good one. You almost got me. But I will say this. You know,
come on.
The split between Atreus and Loki, that's like a real thing. That's, you know, something that I think we all go through, like who we're going to be as we start to grow up at that age. And he's got, you know, double duty to
that's true.
to deal with, because he's got, you know, his father's son, his mother's son. And, you know, he can't ask questions to his mother, unfortunately, and his father can't answer those questions, and that becomes a very difficult thing. You know, if you as a
I think
parent,
40 hours average
kids and help
in
them,
campaign,
teach them
because
how
I'm
to
going to
grow.
play
When you
way
don't
more
have
than
the
that.
answers,
I'm going to find everything.
And, you know, these are problems that Kratos can't beat up. You know, you can't beat up answers and questions. Like they're just,
you could try.
Wrestle with them and try to figure out a way to do this. Then that's difficult for him, and it actually makes him grow even more, right? And so,
oh, seriously, Sam, that'd be a perfect one, but I don't believe anything they say at the moment.
One thing I really wanted to ask, like, I'm not gonna waste this opportunity.
When will God of War Ragnarok come out? Hopefully sooner than later. The split is real. Seriously, that's a lot to deal with.
Of past directors, especially ones that worked on the same franchise as you, how does that travel with you through all of these years as you're now making God of War Ragnarok?
You know what? I'm glad you asked that question, because it's something I think that gets overlooked. You know, we do change directors, and all of them started in-house. You know, I worked with Dave, obviously, on the first one, and I learned a lot from him. He had a very, like, what-if kind of design mentality. It was like, what if this? Like,
yeah, that's why I keep hearing 2022, but I want it now, damn it.
He pushed me to try to figure this stuff out. You know, like, what if you just push the buttons and the combos come out random? And it's like, well, I don't know if that's going to work, Dave. He's like, but he gets to how Kratos' mind is. So he would think about things in a different way. Didn't
interesting.
To gameplay, but that gave us something to go after and chase, then try to get.
Oh, thank you so much, Aladdin.
You know, so I appreciate that about Dave.
I think I'm way too small of a channel at the moment for Corey to even give me a second thought. But maybe someday.
Like an animator, an animated lead.
Sorry, I keep talking to you guys. The fact this is the last Norse game means they're in a rush to do other things with God of War. That could very well be true, Sammy. And I will turn the video up some. Hold on. There we go. The fact is, this last night, I don't believe them. I really don't believe them, because Cory Barlog for the last year said that he's never heard of God of War Ragnarok. I think they're hiding something. And
then a director, so you start.
Does that sound a little better?
Things, I think, you know, one of the big things I learned from Cory was just like, all motion should have intention. There's no reason to move them around.
See, I'm hoping for March or April as well.
You know, and that explains a lot of why Kratos moves the way he does.
See, I wouldn't mind a trilogy either. I thought it was going to be a trilogy.
He had that idol, and he's just going like this. Just in the idol, it looked like he was going to plow through.
Imagine me, Captain Cubit, John Ford, interviewing all the God of War directors. Yeah, I'll probably be sitting there just like fanboying out, just like,
Stig, I worked with him. He was an environment.
I'm surrounded by geniuses.
What
What do I say?
You know, but what I learned a lot from Stig was kind of almost the same thing from Corey.
That'd be super cool.
All Stig's levels seem to always breathe and live. Even if you weren't moving, you could just stand still, but you would always see something. Like an Atlas level, you'd see like the eye looking around. Like he
still
always
low.
had these little touches that made the worlds feel alive, and you didn't need to move around to see something happen.
Give me a sec. Hold on. I might have a fix for that.
And Todd Pappy, you know,
is that better?
He's an awesome level designer. I worked with him, you know, hand in hand and putting so many of those levels together. And his whole thing was like a lot of attention to detail. He knew how to path players through, when to reward them. And, you know, he came up with a lot of the little tricks we used to do in the old games where you come out of a save point and then the camera would be looking a different way. And that would pull you to the next part of the level. You know, he just knew a way to drag you through it in a good way where you didn't feel like that was what was happening, but he was like pulling the strings, you know. So when he was director on Ascension, I think he just got pulled a little too
much
thin,
better. Okay, good.
Because they had the multiplayer and then the game to make, and it was just like that was a crazy daunting task for Todd to take on, and he did it, and he smiled and he yelled dinner as loud as he could when we would stay late. That was something we used to do in the studio. It was awesome. And then when I worked with Rue and Dana at Ready at Dawn, they were both from art backgrounds, so I learned a ton about, you know, the way to compose things, color theory, all this stuff. And you just take a little bit of all this from all these amazing people that you work with, and you know, it's like it's a sum of its parts. Like, you know,
you'd be on nuts. I thought the exact same thing. Part 1, part 2.
Some wild idea. It's like
this would be the same game,
like, okay,
but just 2 parts.
How would they have done that? You know, and you have these.
Okay. I'm just like, your mic was louder than the video, but it's good now. Okay, I was still trying to adjust stuff. Yeah, I'm just glad it's better. Just wait for the end. Can't wait to see your reaction. I know, I'm getting there. I promise. The weapon slot in the next God of War, the Leviathan axe on the left. The blade on the right, blades on the right, and the hammer Mjolnir on the waist. That'd be super cool. I can't wait. Shayne, you should take some interviews with Corey and Eric. I seriously doubt those beautiful people would even think about even interviewing me. I'm just a little channel, and that'll probably never happen. Lacey Static, that is actually my wife. Hi, honey. How are you? Lacey Static. That's so cute.
Little sounding boards that play off in your head. So, you know, I can't thank all the directors enough for like teaching me things and just letting me like, you know, ride shotgun with them for a long time to see how it's done. And then when you get your chance to kind of do right by it.
I think that was such a great way to explain everything, you know, going through each of the directors. I had a moment there for a second. I apologize. Corey, what about you? Did you have those same feelings of working on God of War 2018?
God of War 1 and 2 remastered versions.
Yeah. I mean, you have that sense of legacy, that feeling that, you know, many have come before you and taken the story in their own direction.
Mrs. Static, yes, that is Mrs. Static. Working. Love you too, honey.
Undulations in the sort of path of this character. And with 2018, literally the first thing we were talking about was let's throw it all out, right? Let's get it down to the basic elements, and then let's figure out what can we do, right? And each of their personalities, you know, Dave's confrontational sort of exploration, the way that he kind of finds new things through this confrontation and this sort of like way of approaching the world, you know, was very interesting. I think that stuck with me the most. But you know,
if we could get Gungnir's Spear of Odin, that'd be sick as well.
I worked with so many other directors that I was like, oh wow, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. And just like Eric says, you realize that everybody you're working with is teaching you something, is giving you a piece of something, allowing you to have this other lens that you can kind of look through and go, oh, check it out. Okay. That's interesting. And that's, I think it really is, it's like the toolbox, that the more people that you get to work with that do the thing that you do really shapes you as a creator. For sure, dude. The same thing with YouTube. What if I hope Atreus gets a Spear of Odin? Yeah, Gungnir, that'd be really cool. Might be the extra weapon we've been talking about or trying to see. I kind of hope he gets Freya's sword though. That'd be pretty sick.
Don't say that, bro. I started following Cuba and John when their channels were small, and here they are talking to Santa Monica. You're next, bro. I really appreciate that, man. Someday maybe. It's gonna be a long while probably in the process, but I'm gonna keep at it and hopefully maybe play some catch up. Hopefully.
It allows you to find your voice, right? So that even though you're taking these lenses that they've given you, these are really just, tools. The Sam Mendes did these great sort of like 20 rules for directors. And there is one quote within that is fantastic. And it is find your own unique way into the story. If you didn't write it, then find your own unique way in. Make sure
Interesting.
that you are the reason that this is getting made. And that's not some egotistical way. It's simply saying if you just make something rote verbatim, and it doesn't have any sense of you, of humanity, of your truth in it, it doesn't resonate. It feels a little bit static, as opposed to dig deep, right? Face the things inside of you that you don't like about yourself, or the things that you wish were different about the sort of immediate world around you, or the relationships that you have. These are the things that start to color and create your own unique vision. And I feel like I'm still learning all of that. So it's, on the path. In about 100 years, I should be fine. When I'm a sort of a robot, right, with my brain in the inside the robot, I'll be like, dude, I think I finally get it. We'll be making like God of War 184.
I'm so down with
I
that.
cracked the code this time.
God of War 84. Let's do it. I'm so down. Alright, even if you had 100 subscribers, you would still be called a God of War YouTuber. There are so less God of War YouTubers. Love, man, truly. Aw, dude, thank you so much. Hey, maybe someday. Maybe someday. We'll see. I'm really trying to build the channel up to maybe be like one of those go-to God of War channels, kind of like Cuba, kind of like Ford. That'd be super sick in my opinion, and then maybe meet these guys. And what the big dream is, possibly working on a game. I want to really help write a God of War game. That would be sick, dude. That's probably the end all right there. Kratos getting the eyes of a tear. Maybe if one of them dies, we may pluck them out and use them for travels. Static, no pun intended. Haha.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, here's the end. I have
to
watch
Corey
this one.
And Eric. Eric, I'm so happy that you're the director. I really feel like God of War Ragnarok is in very good hands. So thank you so much for talking. I'm sure
thank you so much, sir.
Yes, thank you, John. This was awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have one more selfish question that only you want to know?
Ooh. Do it.
I get to ask anything at all.
Go for it. I can't promise
I'll come back to the comments in a second. I've heard I need to say this.
How is Kratos immortal?
Ooh.
See, that's a mic drop, and we're not going to answer that.
There you go. Here, I'll answer it. It's totally
okay.
good.
Here we go.
How Kratos is immortal. I mean, this is a really good story, and I mean, the details of this are the things that are like, boom, like the emoji with the explosion. All right, so what it is Kratos is immortal simply.
You didn't see that coming?
I did not see that coming.
That's awesome, Corey.
That is
come
insane,
on, man.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying. It's realizations like this that make you proud to be a storyteller, proud to be part of this community. And I hope that all of the people who are now, sitting, laying on the ground probably out of amazement, realize what goes into these things.
Oh, man.
He's such a troll.
You both are absolutely amazing people. All right.
That's so great.
Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you guys talking to the community like this.
Awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, that's funny. He couldn't have done that any better. That's so great. That's funny. Oh, shit. All right, I think the final battle between Kratos and Thor will happen on Jormungandr's back. The axe will have the venom property given to it by the serpent. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. But we also have to think about probably Jormungandr has to die beforehand, then get hit so hard by Thor, get sent back to the world through the world tree. It's gonna be a lot going on there. Hilarious trolling, bruh. Yes. All of the above. I love Corey. He's hilarious. He's such a troll, too. Love it. You know, in God of War 3, you use the head of Helios to solve puzzles. What if you use Mimir's head to solve puzzles with the mural when Mimir looked at it and reveal stuff? Maybe that could be pretty cool. I think Mimir is going to play more of a role in this next game. I will pray you get at least 500k subscribers. Dude, that'd be so sick. I appreciate you. No, that would be awesome. Then I could probably eventually. I would love to make this a full-time thing. Just hang out with you guys all the time, talk God of War, and just amazing. Did you see the God of War Ragnarok IMBD? Not yet. A PewDiePie is in the game. What? What? Really? Okay, we're looking at that in just a second. Hold on, the Phantom. Hold on just a minute there. Yeah, maybe even uses Mimir's head as a weapon, like laser beam of eyes. Kind of like using Medusa's head or something like that. Yeah, I don't see why not. Okay, we're going to hold on. God of War Ragnarok. We're going into this IMBD. I think that's right. IMDb. Whatever. Okay, so hold on. How the hell do you spell PewDiePie? Pew. Well, I don't find him on the cast list. PewDie. How about just put in die? That was did. Die. I'm not seeing him. Oh, what's his real name? It's Felix, right? Oh, he's under thanks. I'm pretty sure this is PewDiePie, right? So that's pretty cool. YouTuber, the king of memes. That's a very good title. See all the Gods of War trailers, please. I will. PewDiePie. Laugh my ass off, PewDiePie. Yeah, he's credited, but doesn't have a role yet. I mean, that's super cool. Man, I want to be a voice actor in God of War. I've actually tried to do a little voice acting on the side. Haven't really worked out yet. I have a feeling that Freya from the past blew the horn, or it was angrboda. I made a who blew the horn in God of War video. I think it was like last year. But I might revisit this one. I've been really thinking about it. I've been thinking that I would be super cool to have a God of War game with Thor as the main character. I believe that like Kratos Thor has gone through some traumas set forward by his father. I mean, that'd be cool. Like kind of like a side game through the eyes of Thor. I'm down with that. I'd play that. Give me just hold on. While we're here, we were talking about Valkyries earlier. Let me look at that. Hold on, Valkyries. Hrist? Who is Hrist? Hrist. It looks like we don't have any photos. There isn't a much. Okay, hold on. Who is Hrist? Hrist, Norse myth. Screw off. Hrist. Valkyrie names. Okay, so it is confirmed that we do have Valkyries in here. One of them being Hrist. So that's sick. Love that. Scold, Norn number 3. So the Norns are in here as well. The Mystic. Who's the Mystic? Berserker Stag. Is that the centaur thing? Berserker Stag? That's sick. I hope it was angrboda that blew the horn. I'm kind of leaning that way myself. Can you give me a shout out? It would be my first one. Aladdin Ninja, shout out, buddy. There's your first one ever, dude. Ratatasker, Oud is Urd. The Mystic. Who is the Mystic? Berserkers? Right, dude? Right? The Mystic. Who could be the Mystic? Berserker Stag. I think that might be the Centaur. Berserker Stag. Oh, hold on. Let's look at little Norse mythology. Stag. Okay, this is going over the deers that eat at the bottom of the at the bottom of Yggdrasil. Davalin, I still can't pronounce his freaking name, but is one of those guys. So yeah. Durlin might be the father of the Norns, especially since one of his inspirations in Norse mythology is father to some of the Sisters of Fate. So yeah. Who is young? Who are you talking about? Hold on. Trying to see who you're saying. Young Yia. Oh, Young Yia over here. Berserker Stag. Yeah, right here. There he is, man. He's in God of War. There's a Berserker Ox as well. Maybe all of these are Berserkers. Dude. I don't see Heimdall, but maybe he's not cast yet. Maybe it's PewDiePie. PewDiePie. Heimdall. Bro, first shout out from Great God of War to Ares Destroy. Oh, dude, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I'm happy to give you a shout out. Not a problem. Berserker Ox. Seriously, I just saw that. There are 12 Valkyries, Freya being the 12th, I guess. Yeah, so that means there are 8 and 9, so there's 3 more. A YouTuber. LOL. There are actually 13 Valkyries, not 12. I mean, either way, I'm all about it. What's Bela? Bela? That must be another Valkyrie. Bela. Servant of Freya. There we are. Bea, where did I just see that? Bea. Right there. Ratatasker confirmed. He's actually in God of War 2018. If you didn't already know that, he was actually a summon from Atreus, and he's freaking hilarious. I love that guy. I guess the fates are confirmed to be in the game. Yes, the Norns. There's Urd. There we go. There's one. There is Skuld right here. I actually wasn't sure if Skuld was going to be a Valkyrie or not, because there are certain contradictions where she is a Valkyrie. So that means, where is Norn number 2? I don't see Norn number 2 here. Stunts, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, casting, music. Yeah. Oh, Ryan Hurst is Thor. I'm so excited. I really want to give you a super chat, but I'm a 12-year-old. Sorry, dude. Don't even worry about it, man. It's all good. You don't need to give me anything. Just hanging out. We're cool. Servant of Freyr, not Freya. Oh, did I read that wrong? My bad. Oh, Freyr. My bad. Sorry. You're right. I read that wrong. I got excited. I have a theory which can be predicted when Thor will appear in the game at least first time. Let's hear it. I didn't know that. Yeah, he was actually a runic summon, and he's friggin' hilarious. He just like bitches like, oh, why can't you get your own stuff? It's pretty funny. Thor and Freyr are the main villains in the game, but I am sure we are still going to fight other gods as side bosses or mini bosses. Well, maybe not mini bosses, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Do you know what the one god I'm really excited for, and we haven't heard jack crap about them, is Njord. Njord, Vanir god of the sea coast, so I thought that would be pretty cool. What am I, your first call? Ratatasker. Yeah, that's funny. I love Ratatasker. You know, that's interesting. Yeah, dude, go check it out. It's actually really funny. He goes digs and like pulls out like health stones and rage stones and stuff. It's pretty cool. I really hope there will be more boss battles in God of War Ragnarok. I think they're going to be. There was a big outcry for that from God of War 2018, so I think it's going to be loaded. So Freyr indirectly confirmed. Yeah, indirectly confirmed. Absolutely. Didn't even think about that. What will PewDiePie be Freyr? You're kind of max character, wouldn't he? Sorry I've mentioned it already, but do you think Fenrir will actually be able to speak in the next game? In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, talks a decent amount. So, Kyler, that we may have said this already, but I do think we have already met Fenrir, and I have a whole theory call is Fenrir Atreus' son. Definitely check that out. It is definitely pretty cool. Pretty cool idea. It's very off the wall, and I think we've already met Fenrir. So check it out. Yeah, Nord is mysterious like Odin. I thought Nord said. I don't think we've even talked about Nord once in God of War 2018. I don't remember him at all. But he is also Freyr and Freya's father from the Vanir tribe. My theory, I think Baldur is blessed with invulnerability, physical and magical. Just a joke, I'm a dumbass. Okay, Mimir, Aladdin, that's funny. PewDiePie is Swedish, so maybe. I actually didn't know that. I don't even think I've watched a PewDiePie video, to be honest. That's pretty bad, but that'd be pretty cool. I'm perfectly okay with that. Like, I'm actually a pretty big Jacksepticeye fan, at least growing up. That's what got me into gaming YouTube, actually. So I've kind of watched PewDiePie vicariously through Jack. So yeah. See y'all going to catch some Z's. Have a good night. Thanks, Shayne. Lawrence, good to see you again, buddy. Get some sleep, my friend. I'll see you later, all right? Have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Is there, like, a Norse version of bed bugs? We should find the bed bugs. So is Nord the Poseidon of Norse mythology? Beyond nuts, this is a very odd subject. So, from what I understand from Norse mythology, is Njord is god of the sea coast, not the actual god of the sea. The old Norse people would actually pray to Njord to have safe travels across the sea, because once you get into the sea, there actually is two deities, if you will, that preside over the ocean. And that is Ran, and that she is like, that's her own realm. And also there is who blah 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 blah. Ran is actually a Jotun, and there's also Agron. No, that is not correct. Agnar? Is it Agnar? No, hold on. Let's just type in Rand. Husband and her husband, Aegir. There we go. Personifies the sea, and they also have 9 daughters. There we go. There we go. Those are the people who actually have they are the people of the sea. So Njord is basically what stops Ron and Aegir from coming like from the sea to the land. So more like gods of the wind, maybe? Norse mythology. There might be. God of wind. I guess that's also Nord as well. There you go. So there we are. Njord. As we get a glimpse of the moment when Thor and Kratos meet both in the trailer and at the end of God of War 2018, assures that Thor will come to their home. Okay, but we don't see Kratos and Boy at their home in the trailer except one time when they showed up Thor. This could mean that they left their home because of Thor. This could very well be true. Also, Thor could send him on a mission kind of a thing, or something like that, but we will for sure see Thor, or Ryan Hurst for that matter, which I'm a huge fan, come to Atreus' and Kratos' home. Modi was not trying to harm us when we met at the mountain, so he was trying to team up with us before our loving boy bitch knifed him. That's funny. God, Atreus. So, I don't know if it's trying to team up. But he's definitely trying to do something, or else we just walked up on him after he got his ass beat. So we'll see. Kratos will have a hard time with Thor. I agree, and we're gonna fight Thor multiple times, in my opinion. Do you think Tyr is a son of Odin? There's a discussion in Norse whether he is son of Ymir or Odin. I believe he's the son of Odin. I don't think Tyr is that old. Ymir was the first being created from the fogs of Niflheim and the fire from Muspelheim. And then Odin is Ymir's grandson, who eventually killed him. But anyway, I think he's the son of Odin. Check out Neil Gaiman Norse mythology if you want some quick references till the game comes out. I'll check him out. Neil Gaiman? All right. Also, check out... oh, God. I also watch Norse Beliefs and Magic, I think. He does a lot of cool stuff, like, goes really deep into the mythology. So he's really cool. Check him out. Don't know if anyone knows the band Amon Amarth. Yes, I do. But I'd like to know their opinion on God of War 2018. That'd be really cool. That might be a cool interview. I love metal. Metal's my favorite. But I also love all kinds of music as well. Literally all kinds, but metal's my favorite. I'm wearing Motionless in White t-shirt right now. I got this a couple of years ago when I went and saw them in Portland, Maine, with Hailstorm and Alice Cooper, which I've seen multiple times. I just imagine Njord looks like a guy with the classic beach flower shirt and flip-flops. Oh, kind of like how Poseidon was portrayed in the Percy Jackson books. Yeah, I just see him like a beat-up old fisherman that could kick some serious ass. Because I'm actually from a fishing family, and... that's what I see. It is confirmed PewDiePie will voice the Centaur in Death Animation QTE. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I believe that every panel we found in the game will happen in the upcoming games. I believe that as well. Absolutely. They're kind of little hints to what's going to happen in Ragnarok. I think Kratos will die in the start of the game, and by seeing relationship between Afterlife and Kratos will return to the secret of Asgard. I don't know if it's going to be the start of the game, but definitely toward the beginning. I can agree with that. That's how we will get to Asgard through getting to Valhalla. Excited to see Kratos defeating Anubis with Mjolnir in the game after Ragnarok. That'd be cool. I think Anubis is going to be a seriously cool opponent for sure. I actually made a video about that. I made a video about a lot of this stuff, especially in Egyptian mythology. I think it's the God of War Egyptian Gods is what it's called. Check it out. Is Thor's hammer stronger than Kratos' axe? I believe they are the same. They are made best concert. It was friggin' phenomenal. Best concert was Motley Crue, honey. Thor's hammer was created as kind of like a polar opposite of Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, to restore the balance of the world, because after Brock and Sindri created Mjolnir, they actually went through years of depression after Thor just started killing everybody in all the realms. So Brock and Sindri, to create balance again, created the Leviathan axe for Faye. So I believe they are equal. Best concert was oh god, that's I've had so many good concerts. Probably the Cringe, Alice Cooper, Motley Crue, 2016. That was awesome. During their first farewell tour. Fantastic. I agree, they're equally strong. You work so hard on your videos. What are your daily uploads like? 25 a day? No. I wish I had that much time. I think it's at this rate 2 or 3 a week. But maybe someday I would love to do this full time. But time will only tell, you know? Let's see how the channel does. It's been doing pretty well lately. But we'll see. I honestly feel that biologically speaking, the gods and the giants are the same species. I think God is a little these immortal beings. So that is very funny that you say that. So in Norse mythology, Ymir, who was a Jotun or a giant, which giant is a very bad translation. There are no giants. They're called Jotun, or as the English translation is, devourers. They all come from Ymir. So Ymir was the first being, and a couple of generations later, Odin and his two brothers are born, who kill Ymir and create Midgard out of his body. Very grotesque, I know, but this kind of how it happens. And then Odin is now the All-Father. So Odin is 100% Jotun. 100%, and he is the first Aesir. So I think it's just almost like a describing word. Almost like, I don't know what. But he is 100% Jotun. And most of the gods in Norse mythology are at least half. So Tyr was in the Jotunheim mural. He could very well have been. That's still up for debate. A lot of people still think that's Mimir with a new body, especially since at the end of God of War 2018, Brock and Sindri took back his head and took measurements. So you never know. Do you think Kratos versus Thor will be a boss fight for the history books? Abso-friggin-lutely. Abso-friggin-lutely. And that's going to be one of the best fights. Absolutely one of the best fights coming up in God of War Ragnarok. So I'm in my top 3, along with Freya. Gotta go, Richard here. Love you. See you later. Love you too, baby. I'll see you at home. So that, leaving everything right there, guys. I think that is going to be it for today. 2.5 hours. I love hanging out with you guys. I really, really do. Like I said, this is going to be a weekly thing. So I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. I'm not sure if it's going to be Thursday at 3 again. Please check out my posts on either Twitter or right on YouTube. Those are my most active ones, obviously. But I will keep you guys informed. Right before I go, Aladdin Ninja. When me and my friends were watching PlayStation Live in India, I got so excited that I broke my PlayStation 4 controller, bro. That was like 25. I don't know what that symbol is. I'm so sorry. My mom buried me so hard. Dude, when I was 12, I broke so many controllers. It was actually my PlayStation 2 controllers. God, I just dated myself, but that's okay. Yeah, I got really excited too. I was speechless. My mouth was on the floor. So, saying that, I will see you guys next week. Please pay attention to your feed from my community feed. I will keep you guys up to date, and also check out Twitter if you're not seeing my membership tabs and everything, and all my posts on YouTube. So I'll see you guys next week. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter if you guys want to chat, talk God of War. I'm perfectly down for that. Whatever you guys want to do, all right? So I'll see you guys next time. It's been a lot of fun. Take care, guys, all right? Good night.